Before I go on, let me postulate from the Franz Fanonian dictum, which stipulates that the dialectics of reconciling two conflicting ideas is the algebra of revolution. The overbearing intervention of the state government had further exacerbated oporombium and amounting to sadomasochisms. Before I go on, let me postulate from the Franz Fanonian dictum, which stipulates that the dialectics of reconciling two conflicting ideas is the algebra of revolution. The overbearing intervention of the state government had further exacerbated oporombium and amounting to sadomasochisms. Before I go on.
Hello, Mr. Ibrahim Ajay.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Bra.
Your voice is very far.
Man, no, my voice is not very far. My voice is very near par. For the benefit of my listeners, if you can change your English to my local dialect, I will be very happy. Please. What did you prophecy carry my Musamu Yabrofu? Tiasamna Minokano. What are you? How is this Afrano? Hello, Mr. Ibrahim Ajay.
I can hear you.
Hello, Mr. Ibrahim Ajay.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hello, Mr. Ibrahim Ajay.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Bra.
Your voice is very far.
Hello, Mr. Ibrahim Ajay.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Bra.
Your voice is very far.
Man, no, my voice is not very far. My voice is very near par. For the benefit of my listeners, if you can change your English to my local dialect, I will be very happy. Please. What did you prophecy carry my Musamu Yabrofu? Tiasamna Minokano. What are you? How is this Afrano? Hello, Mr. Ibrahim Ajay.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hello, Mr. Ibrahim Ajay.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hello, Mr. Ibrahim Ajay.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hello, Mr. Ibrahim Ajay.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hello, Mr. Ibrahim Ajay.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Kwatina mi mosjo wulu ekire ho eye methodist dan na ekire ho ne ya because asem no e kan ne nya no kore eti de wo ye you should know say I know it better. Binu apa no 2016 me no na na ebo jandam ye fa bibi jandam asem ne nya no kore akama ne nya no kore. Binu apa no 2016 me no na na ebo jandam ye fa bibi jandam asem ne nya no kore akama ne nya no kore. Binu apa no 2016 me no na na ebo jandam ye fa bibi jandam asem ne nya no kure akama ne nya no kure. Binu apa no 2016 me no na na ebo jandam ye fa bibi jandam asem ne nya no kure akama ne nya no kure. Binu apa no 2016 me no na na ebo jandam ye fa bibi jandam asem ne nya no kure akama ne nya no kure.
Hello, Mr. Ibrahim Ajay.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Bra.
Your voice is very far.
Man, no, my voice is not very far. My voice is very near par. For the benefit of my listeners, if you can change your English to my local dialect, I will be very happy. Please. What did you prophecy carry my Musamu Yabrofu? Tiasamna Minokano. What are you? How is this Afrano? Hello, Mr. Ibrahim Ajay.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hello, Mr. Ibrahim Ajay.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hello, Mr. Ibrahim Ajay.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Good evening and welcome to With All Your Sport Extended Version. My name is Kevin Akobedu Taylor. It's exactly 4:47 p.m. Good evening. Oh, goodness, Lord. Are you back?
Hello, Mr. Ibrahim Ajay.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hello, Mr. Ibrahim Ajayi.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hello, Mr. Ibrahim Ajayi.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hello, Mr. Ibrahim Ajayi.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hello, Mr. Ibrahim Ajayi.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Bra.
Your voice is very far.
Man, no, my voice is not very far. My voice is very near par. For the benefit of my listeners, if you can change your English to my local dialect, I will be very happy. Please. What did you prophecy carry my Musamu Yabrofo? Tiasam no Kano. What are you so? How is this Afrano? What did you prophecy carry my Musamu Yabrofo? Tiasam no Kano. What are you so? How is this Afrano? What did you prophecy carry my Musamu Yabrofo? Tiasam no Kano. What did you prophecy carry my Musamu Yabrofo? Tiasam no Kano. Hello, Mr. Ibrahim Ajayi.
I can hear you.
Hello, Mr. Ibrahim Ajayi.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much for staying. My name is Kevin Editorial. Welcome to With All Due Respect extended version. We're streaming from our studio here in Washington, D.C. It's exactly 4:48 p.m. U.S. East Coast time. It's definitely 8:48 in Ghana. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you're live on TV, on radio, on Facebook, on YouTube, on all platforms watching us tonight, I would like to say thank you very much. This show is With All Due Respect extended version. Tonight, we have some very important things to share with you. Facts to throw out there for you to also do your checks and also to enlighten Ghanaians on issues happening, things that are happening in Ghana. So many things going to be discussed on this show tonight. We'll be talking about we'll be talking about a lot of things. 24-hour economy has been launched by the President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama. Today, the President sworn in 7 judges, Supreme Court judges. We will discuss that issue. Free tuition, free stress-free fees. Students are jubilating around the country in different campuses. Edubuahin is also back in court. His lawyer, Atachia Nisiashi, is trying everything to play all the games to delay his prosecution, but it's going to happen. We'll discuss that issue again. And our story for today is on Ablekuma North. We all know the news now that the EC, led by Jane Mensah, Bosman Asari, and the rest of the guys, they have made a decision. Is that a good decision? We side with the NPP. The NPP have had a press conference, and they are stating emphatically that they do not agree with the EC on the decision to rerun some constituencies in Ablekuma. Tonight, we'll take our time, delve into the issue, break it down for you to have a clear understanding of what is happening. We will talk about the House of Chiefs President Ojaho's statement on Galamsey. Brian Champon, for all we know, is not the person funding the Nkoko Sports Stadium. We have other stories from Musa Dankwa's predictions and research, and also we'll be talking about Sam George speaking on disinformation and misinformation. The Ghana 8th Commission, they have spoken. We'll talk about Fufu. We'll talk about the apology from UPSA, where they write, where their security guards on campus write to heckle, harass students because of the way they dress. My name is Kevin Taylor. It's a packed show. It's a wonderful Thursday evening. We are streaming live from our studios here in Washington, D.C. You can watch this show live on Facebook. Search for With All Due Respect page on Facebook. With All Due Respect page on Facebook. You'll get this show live. We're also live on YouTube. Search for Loud Silence TV on YouTube. Loud Silence TV on YouTube. We're live on radio tonight. On radio, you can search for, or if you have an Android device, go on the Google Play Store app, download Loud Silence Radio. You get this show live to watch. We're also live on iOS or on Apple. You can watch this show. My name is Kevin Taylor. My production team, they are called the Ghost Team. They have made this possible tonight. So I'd like to say hello, good evening to every single person here on YouTube, on Facebook. On YouTube, I can see Akbaribo watching me tonight. On Facebook, lots and lots of people too on Facebook. Princess is watching me on Facebook. Charity is also live here on Facebook. YouTube, Said is watching me. Facebook, Raymond Tata too is watching me tonight. Aisha Ali is live on YouTube tonight. I can see Kofi Esel on YouTube this evening. Also, Daniel Dagba is watching Kevin Taylor and the Ghost Team this evening. Ellen Tikudu is watching Kevin Taylor. Thank you very much, Ellen, for being here tonight. I can also see Yao Dabo watching me. Nenet Na is live on YouTube. Also, Isaac is live here. So many people. Amu Felicia is watching me this evening. Noah is live here. Princess is watching me. Akusia is live also. Lee Frack is watching me. Yao is live here. Ellen is back again. Prince Owusu. Also, I can see Margaret. I can also see Doji Abudu watching me this evening on YouTube and Facebook mixed together tonight. I'm trying to do my best to mention your name. I know so many people want their name mentioned. I'm doing my best here. Also, I can see Sulemana on YouTube. Noah is on YouTube. Amanda is live on YouTube. Ba is watching me. Cynthia Clotty is live on Facebook. I can see the names are moving too fast. But as we all know, it's working. It's working. So the good thing is it's working. Mida Obias say enyumbre wenya time a ohwe ewo eye TV so enti dwuma de na yeda hwehwe so eno ana ekono e de na esi a be infie be mienu ni amemba TV so a yeje mu ma nkwasiafo eso mo nkasa kakra ye hu de ekọ e de na ekoso Ghana yente ya nipa bi pese mo tum futurogu nipa bi ani se bibia nko ya bibi koso ade bia ekoso bibi koso a ehia se o se discuss ana se sometimes I tell people here that this platform and then you bring that in to show and I realized he put me on the spot and he was discussing issues about the AC in there and what has happened in some courtrooms and the other. And it's right. Sometimes you don't have to agree with everybody. And he had his point made clear. Sometimes some of the issues are supposed to be covered. Some of the issues are supposed to be spoken about. Some of the facts are supposed to be put out there. And my team, sometimes they don't spare me. And it's quite interesting. I was watching. I was so excited because I'm like, somebody gets me today. In the end, in go to the Mamepa, and I really appreciate the candid, open editorials people have on my TV, the production team, the Loud Silence team, the Ghost team, every single person who has been given the opportunity to have their show on this platform. It's not about me. It's not about how you feel about me. It's not about me giving you the opportunity to be on my TV or my platform. It's about you, how you put the facts there, how you protect your credibility, and how to make sure the truth is put out there. So if it's even about me and you think that you don't agree with me on some editorial, on some things that I have said, you have every right to speak on it. And I really appreciate my team coming out tonight to speak on the issues, on some things they didn't really agree with me. Sometimes they are sarcastic, sometimes they are hard-hitting. I take some of the punches, sometimes I have to swallow them because sometimes I also criticize other people. That's how it's supposed to be. So Inkoto did his job tonight. I really appreciate his job tonight. Thank you very much for your support and being on the TV. Good evening to Air Free Mind too. He's also doing a wonderful job by putting the facts out there. Good evening to Ransford Kebuachi of Radio Gold, doing a splendid job every single day on TV, breaking the issues down for you to have a clear understanding of what is happening in Ghana. So irrespective of nipa yenimuno anade obenye ana nipa bi krampa yenini adwuma, that is the only way we can get the right things done. Enyumbre ede na ekoso Ghana mente ya nipa bi keka ma me comment section wo enye nsem nyina na betuma aka inkoto abeka bi free mind so aka bi enti dia aka eche na me so me be hu adwuma enti boss for na kasa wi boss for na kasa and pay free mind or your boss or your video we nyina bo hu the videos bo on the show inkoto so akasa boss akasa Ransford Cable watch boss akasa last boss na me be kasa enti killers nyina kasa wi akila one and baba enti me so dia aka eche na o man clear no eno na killer one me so me ba be clear enti answer na be start dwumadie no I hope say Bibia Koso, that's how it's supposed to be. We are supposed to respect each other's opinion. People have strong opinions. People stick to their opinions. People like myself, I believe in what I do. I believe in the fact I put out there. So I stick to my opinion. It does not mean I don't respect people's opinion, but I make sure I uphold my opinion because I have facts back in my opinion. So sometimes people might think, say, oh, Kevin, you don't want other people to share their mind about issues. No, you have the right to share your mind. And I'm not talking about ABI, my team, and I know. I'm talking about other people who are saying, say, oh, this platform, Kevin speaks a lot of the time in favor of the NDC, into other opposing views. No, I like other opposing views, but they need to be views that can be verified. I don't want speculative views, and that I don't take. And if you have watched my production, you have watched my show, I don't take speculative views. That's why when people on my TV criticize me, I take it in good faith because they are speaking from a point where you can see they are making reasonable point. They are actually backing every statement they make with facts. They play videos to correct, to say, this is what you said, this is what you did, this is what you actually spoke on. So they have reasons. They have facts to back their statement. But not any fool on social media media sitting anywhere else and telling me, say, Mr. Mitty Facebook and I have the right to speak on issues. I have the right to counter on things. No, you have to be intelligent enough to understand the say. Basically or the needed or the necessary facts to back it. That's all. In the end, you break la one, maba. Team, I have one eye. So, guys, guide me this evening. And remember, every day I do this show with a team. And then you break. We are going to talk about so many things. It's exactly 4:57. I got 3 minutes now about 5 p.m. That is 9 p.m. in Ghana. The President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama, ebedi adie a year December 2024, a year 7 December, Owini elections I swear in January 7th, 2025. We have seen the difference between governance. And as Ghanaians, you know, this is the time ye get involved with a year or in a year governance. And this is the time we have to start learning how a year Ghana is being governed, how good governance is, how a good politician works, how a bad politician operates. This is the time, it's a learning process. For about 8 years, whatever we learned from 1992 all the way to 2016, it was washed away. In 1992, J.J. Rawlings, after election 1992, Owini, 1996, he would have decided, say, on to election, on manibium, or because so really disguising as a democratic leader, but indirectly, he is a military leader. It been a year other countries in Africa. But what we saw, what was so surprising to Ghanaians and some leaders around the world was that a military leader converting this country into a democratic state and handing over power after just 8 years, it was shocking. It sent waves around the world. In fact, there were friends of J.J. Rawlings, not almost military leaders around Africa here, who thought that what J.J. did was the worst thing any military leader can do. Hand over power to people he knows that they are dangerously dangerous. When J.J. Rawlings handed over power to J.A. Kufuor, he knew that Ghana was going to struggle under the leadership of Kufuor and the MPP. J.J. Rawlings knew where the MPP were coming from. J.J. Rawlings understood this politics. Even though he wasn't an intellectual, he basically used his common sense to understand the say, Omana Yechichino, or say a de Omano eto edien, Nipa Omunim Nyansa, Omudog Ghana and Sim. So he was very careful. Time or yeah, na adwene say, Obedani Omano Ediama Edien Kufuor. He made some very important statement. And he always reminded Ghanaians to say, we should always remember where we are coming from. Because even though we are in a democracy, not everybody, and that's democracy. So for a very long time after J.J. Rawlings left office, we were starting to believe in democracy. We made a lot of mistakes as a nation. As in governing, you're making mistakes. People took advantage of our ignorance when it comes to democracy, how we even have to manage our economy. And we were able to also discover oil, to fango. So there were a lot of things we were not experienced in. In fact, majority of the people who made money out of us were democracy. We don't even know how to basically check our books. So they brought people in, and what they did was that they used these people to dupe us. In our early stage, a democratic state, from 1992, we got a lot of people taking advantage of us. And a typical example of a politician who took advantage of Ghana for our ignorance was J.A. Kufuor and the NPP. They realized that we didn't have access to information. Basically, we were living in a new democratic state, things that were to make it easy for us to access the performance of government or government officials or presidents, we did not have access to. Now, the only source that now information free was only a national media, which is GBC or Daily Graphic. There were a few media houses that were not vocal. They were just there. And basically, the reason why we didn't even take them serious was because they were still being funded by these same politicians. So the likes of J.A. Kufuor, they took advantage of our ignorance. We didn't know much. We didn't read much. We were not out there. So they brought their friends in here, and what they did was that they capitalized on our ignorance. They stole from us, put a lot of hindrances ahead of us. They created problems where there were no problems. Coming in with redenomination, making us believe to say we are in a situation whereby around the world, when they say the word redenomination, it means a krona say bibia nyejuma. That is the problem. Inti omude redenomination by that was the idea to, at the end of the day, steal from us. When you go back now, check it, the reason why AJ could form the redenomination by, you'll be shocked. It didn't have any reason. There was no basis for redenomination, but they knew we were ignorant. They knew access to information was difficult for us. They knew Ghana was still young. When it comes to our democracy, we didn't really understand how to scrutinize government. We didn't really understand how people were stealing from us through policies. Now, we have come to this point where the little young man on the street of Ghana, as we speak today, right now, he knows or she knows what politics or what governance is. And governance has changed over the years. Now, we don't have to get it wrong. We need to still learn. We need to still be very cautious. We need to be very, very attentive, especially when it comes to people we call leaders. When it comes to political party that decides or have given us the indication they want to lead us. The characters involved in the political parties. There are so many political parties in Ghana today as I speak to you. But as you can see, two political parties dominate what we call our political settings, the NPP and the NDC. Now, these two political parties over the years, they have actually taught us how to listen and how to learn what governance is. Today, we have an NDC government led by John Mahama, and we are trying to compare other governments in the Fourth Republic to the John Mahama administration because the NDA in Ghana, we are trying to ask ourselves, or we are asking ourselves questions to say, Adena Sanyoma we are aban we so easy, it wasn't done previously. It wasn't done previously because we were not paying attention. And when I say we were not paying attention, we were not listening to politicians. We were not basically listening to the words they say. We were not thinking deep about the things they tell us. We were taking their words on the surface. We were just excited about the flags, the flamboyance. We were excited about the jamboree. Not the air so around, the ice. We were so interested in that instead of listening to what they are telling us, and if some of them, the things they are telling us, majority are feasible or practicable, or we will be able to apply them. So for years now, you did politicians, the party, governance, we as the citizenry, we have lost a lot. And the reason why we've lost a lot, and then I say, the things that were supposed to make us get something out of governance, we missed it. And that was the learning process. We decided not to learn. We decided to look at characters or names instead of looking at intelligence, looking at commitment and sacrifices, instead of looking at the humility and also the willingness to serve. And for some time, Nipebi ate a key over our reasoning, and they made it look like, say, it's about degrees, it's about background, it's about baby obi free, it's about kasa nipa neka, it's about nipa ebusia ufrimu, but it wasn't about the willingness and the patriotism and also the commitment to the people. And for now, the reason why when it comes to governance today, so many people are getting into governance, so many people are part of the conversation is because we have gotten to the point where the event that happened few years ago and what is happening today, we as a people, we are trying to link the two, and through that process, we are learning. Now, people are beginning to see good governance. People are beginning to ask themselves, are they into a buying way? The all year way so simple. You a lot of opportunities are into manye. So we are learning. We are asking questions. Today, Jandam is dying. It is dead, in fact, because you cannot just walk to somebody and talk about John Mahama's family and expect the person to say, because you are discussing John Mahama's family, I have to vote against the NDC. It doesn't work like that. You cannot just walk and say, I am talking about Baumia's family. So because I'm talking about Samira and her family, nobody should vote for Baumia. No, it doesn't work like that. We are asking questions. Now, if we are going to talk about Baumia, we need to bring Baumia's capabilities, Baumia's time in office, what he was able to achieve. When we want to talk about Kennedy Japan, we need to put him on a scale and forget about his family. The number of kids he's had, the dealings and all that he's had. We need to ask his competence as a member of parliament for 24 years, sitting in the parliament at the Kufuado for 8 years. And Akufo, we need to be asking individuals, asking them their competence. When we decide to talk about Brian Champon, we need to put aside his illegality, his criminal things. We need to be asking about his competence and what he can do. what his achievements have been and the brains and kind of people he has been reasoning with. Now, if you decide to talk about John Mahama, we look at what he has been able to do. That is why in 2024, we all went to Editorial. You call ballot, you say, you better Obama John Mahama. Nipa dodo amuto Obama John Mahama. Na ncheso mu hu John Mahama so politician da. Na momuno na omu de John Mahama. Ne bra obebo wo aban mu tama ye man akwenya from 2012 to 2016 no. Na oye president. And na omu sade sebi otama na oye vice president wa atamos ase no. Omu de sa obra na oba no enyina ekesi ni na omu de tutu nsini ni. Into omu ye sawe no mu se da bi. Ye de abrantie ana sa abrant papai ne suban a obekye no aban mu nia bia oyeye dwumadie bia odiye saa dwumadie ni ye de toto ekufuado ne ba omia adwumadie omudi wo ho a e kire se ye ma no akonya foforo a saa brantie John Mahama no oba bobo adwuma eni kire ma millions of Ghana for si abontere kotoma John Mahama na nye se ebia ye tan MPP na nye se ye hu NDC da, but it was because we are looking at the competence and the effectiveness of nipa na ye de to mission in semuno. Because without due respect, because to me, Jimmy Phobia be to me the president. But it's up to yani nipano, nipana ye yino no. Jidia ye wodu womu. Sebio de wire paying any day susu se obetu me. So 90% of omom koto abano, they were convinced in their head. Say John Dramani Mahama no waye bi and yede ne nduma etoto eye baumia ho yede toto eye de ekufuado ho na yede toto eye oman a yetim president a omabakwa ye hu ni se owanyansa se yede tumi mana obetumi asesa neoma anything and ye wa ha it's a learning curve. We are in a place bia afena yesua se ne ye be dane yensa ye. Now those times ni nyina no na it say ye call driving school afena imbredru a e wo say ye den ye dane yensa afena ya gistie no afena ye hu say ye comfortable with den oman na ye bu no afena ye hu say enyansafo na ediman no so afena ye hu say we experienced driver ansa na obetu car no onim bebi obegina first bebi obegina second onim stop sign onim bebi ani say ogina onim bebi also go over 50 bebi also oyede o slow down. Now we are getting comfortable. Now we are getting used to this government. Now we are beginning to analyze to know say aban we yetumi di gidie ni hye mu a aban betu aye dwuma. At a point odu bebi a amena wo ho obebo amenem ye we mehye kakra amanfo ase bi omo ya pimfo mo tika anim no omo ga driver to boas na obo amenem dodo ebedu bebi obesane free a ebi a o the speed kakra beko na watia brake kakra ebi mbeka say e befo no mbesa mefe ni nyina ka ho as an experienced driver no bebi edu bebi a emu ya den ene na kire say omo di enim sisia no they know the road and they know bebi omo de yeko. Inti me catch Ghana for say baby edu no it is not about obi e catch say Kevin Taylor and one time Kevin Taylor and one yafe Kevin Taylor and nasunwa Kevin Taylor and tison Kevin Taylor and Fantini ni mama ya uneni we Jimmy and ya no the be decide election 2028 they be decide say okwakoto abane ye de aban ne ye de eba obraboma ana uhunu o Ghana esesa. Things about me cannot change the destiny of Ghana. Things about John Mahama and to me changing the destiny of Ghana. Things about Baumia, their personal life, and to me change it. It's about a junior dog with Tima, Omode air candy pebia, you know, me into every time as a young man, when you think about politics, you need to make sure say what remain down to your level. Say nipana ojina menimuno, in kofu omujina menimu. Why na met to me edit dien, met to me any GDA shed mu say they all can obey. And that is where we are. So we are learning. We are getting to know. The young people are beginning to understand and say, politics needed S and S. Nyoma S. It is not about adding personal issues. What I do with my life, it is not going to change the destiny of Ghana. It will not bring the economy back. It will not make the economy or whatever is going down come up. Whatever you are also doing with your life behind the scenes, and to me, but it's about the people we have entrusted. And nipana ya di to me asho munsemuno. Say na omo handle to me no. Say na omo handle to me no man benefit ye. To me ya de ma na say entumi amwa nipana odi to me ni ma na. E osa sa nipana sa agi to me ni free unsem. Because the reason te odi to me ni ma say obe use to me na ebeboa no. So odi obi achi na say sebio nyame ama no eye to me bi. Otumi ehu eja free nenum otumi den etumi di nani hwa ade na ebu ato atwene otumi ede ne nsabo fom na asase apaya se sani pano bedi ne chia na because tumi na ekuta na betumi protective. The only thing ema nipa bebre edi Abraham Moses mwechi any David money ade ade no it was because of tumi anomni se onyame de amomo a ebetumi protect yomo enti Israel for no time na omudi eye Abraham echio se Moses echio se Bible mu omo anomdi echire nyina no it was because nipa no nomnim se ye de ade bia ma nipa na ye sronko saa de no betumi abo mo ho ban. So if you give power to John Mahama, you believe say obetuma ye nyome bia ebetumi asesa wabrabo obetuma ye nyome bia oman no as a nation no ebetumi asesa abrabo for years. Now they say we ba omi agina ho now we Kennedy Japan gina ho now we Brian the champion gina ho now the John Mahama kro mo say ne last time okoni eka ho a we are Ghana ni a why na obetumi ni tumi ahye the same say we die metuma gina di. It is John Mahama because it is about nipa na tumi kuta no obi tumi gi tumi na on share with anyone. Obi wo ha otumi gi tumi na onu nipa na okuta tumi no enyo ono na problem no oba one ne da sorry na problem no into the tumi ma eye ba omi a wo the tumi ama Samira ende sanke ye bia ye frɛ no eye candidate to contest for first lady near to aba ka Samira ba omi be contest for first lady for elections. It is not even just about them, it's about ebia omo ho kanfo ye ti kroma na John Mahama yire esi hospital be ye insia John Mahama ho kanfo no that means say so ne ma me wait na say na so mo kasa they are thinking about changing lives. So the woman's idea ni nyina say what am I going to do with tumi no to change lives of young people, to build hospitals. Inti sani pasa na odi tumi mani kunu a unim say the man will not be misled. Now this is a situation out time to me market de Japan. Ne yire krampa o mani nye sika no ordinary baby and wakofa langa bi de nam. So that man cannot be trusted. O time to me now the ma ayaba omia. Ne yire everything about Samiri is all about makeup. It's all about pictures. It's all about how she will look. Until you need to understand, say, nipa na onebe dam paswa sorry no. Ne priorities are wrong. Ayaba omia priorities very wrong. Brian Champon Jantra no bo ultimately for Babian Pon Chiresa ne yire no. It's because his life has always been about for Jantra beda na manenko. So these are people who are not stable. Ye bet me kraka say ye nyandru sa anyoma no ye duru ho a mekirekire mu. Ye nyandru sa point ni pa ye bedwudwam. Inti we still have to have that belief in this president. We still have to believe in John Mahama. We still have to believe in his policies, and it is changing lives. The policies are major policies are share body as we speak. The president and this government, they are rolling it, and we are all seeing its positive effect. You are still live on Loud Silence TV. To me, and did you my dear way abra yengunsa egigim. Kevin Taylor. Ejuma we acho. Ejuma we ya che ya ko enim. Your experience, you know how to maneuver. Turbulence, smooth ride, riding on glass. We know everything. You run Phoebe biada. Ejuma we no everything is structured. Boy we your friend Williams and Nefi Sapon. Ono so be come 15. Ala man for hu simple sa no. What is stress ganyan what's all them. The ebesi wo Ghana no. Adie bi ebesi wo Ghana no. They are wanting then they say comedies. Boy we your friend Williams and Nefi Sapon oyewi obekom moko kan Cybersecurity act na. Obekom not less than 15 years. Ma catch them on marking tour. Boy, way oye internet fraudster. Baby, obehuni biya kasa wo osubekom. Tie asantina me no kano. Pia onana me do 2472 na pia. Eya chanchan hini Kevin Taylor maba enye nana miensa bantama tafo ena South Central nana minie chanchan hini aba onana odo no. Play no still I can ho asem o emedru ye. Asantini aha nti boy we your friend Williams and Nefi Sapon oyewi oyekromfo ne maame eka internet fraud no ho ne papa eka internet fraud no ho saa abrantie we dwuma odi wo Ghana no say otwa ntro kire Ghana for say oye business tycoon oboa oni abrofo bi kotenas na otwa mo ntro say yan kaya intervene anka John Mahama ko say John Mahama the first man ta oba power enti boy we oye nipa bia oye dangerous. Do not allow this boy near you or your cromfo or your we. Now let me read the Cybersecurity law in Chiro. The Cyber Act. Yama refi 15 years no ebeto. So because 15 years Now here the Masaba Williams and if it's upon so any scam, fraud, defraud, scam. That is fraud or defrauding by false pretense. Definition of a fraud, scam. Williams and if it's upon Tina Mayor side we machine bo me gun segu ni triso one eye koteketwa eye Nana Tupac omobekom 15 years maka they cannot run away from that. Who got from him 15 years so now definition occurs, that is a scam or fraud or defrauding by false pretense. It occurs when someone knowingly makes a false representation to deceive another person into giving up property, money, or something of value. Legal reference, section 131 to 132 of Act 29. Classification, second degree felony. Punishment, maximum imprisonment, 10 years with or without hard labor, depending on the court's discretion. You see, Obi di say Williams anefi sapon. Oni bomfa koteke to Nana Tupac Nana Shako. Omo defrauding nipa. Omo kabutira bom eno mo di bone and then the menoka say the Cybersecurity Office of Ghana under the Ghana Police Service, they have investigated them. They are going to take them to court. Now, Sam ranted Bonnie way no modi and Bonnie way I almost said, it falls under the Cybersecurity Act. Now we have the blackmail. Mr. S, get me the blackmail one. Make I will be in there, send a bay a tour. Way a defrauding. Way a fraud. And the fraud, Williams and F upon with defrauding for any one. And a blackmail now on it a day, Bonfa Koteketwa, Nana Tupac, Nana Edian, Nana Shako, and also attract and non quan so the punishment. Into defrauding or defrauding for now, the evidence have been piled, and dear, welcome 10 years. Mr. S, get me the Cybersecurity Act. Get me the act. They be a maker, so na make cow. I'll say a can be bicho. The Cybersecurity Act and say, so fuck crime be so. Eddie, no maybe a ni pebi. Now, what did star Eddie Edbe Dada ni pebi ni pebia? Sa act no. Ghana Brachelor say, I was so come and also not less than 10 years. Inti between a year, boy, we as I'm the calculator say, because as I wouldn't be able to can't say what I was say. Between boy, we only Bonfa Kwateketwa, Bonfa Tupac, Bonfa Shako, Bonfa King crying, me say, on a Nana King crying, Nana Bonfa, the Kwatiketi King crying, Katiadoma, King crying, Omubekum, na Omuba rotu jail, Ombe jail, Ombe demache. Williams and if it's upon a papa ni, wouldn't see we. The law is the law. Brante we ni papa so your comfort teacher mo aboatin. Or you another criminal. Papa we na share Williams and if it's upon a chair, Omu bunko for Ghana. They are all criminals. Maybe you papa we matese so when stroke. Or that them because apostolic phone no ko wia omo na sebio omo bompa egu no so a yare abo papa na order them ne banie Williams and if it's upon omo be no me akron says get me the Cybersecurity Act. Now Williams and if it's upon ne maame so wi oyekronfo ma bi we bebia behu ni bia se wo dwomo se wo tika mo se one ne ko enhyiemu se wadi no you very careful oyekronfo oye fraudster maame we oyewi ne ba no kro no a obo no enoa bi na omudidi ho akora no kobu nipa na ode ba na omo de saa sika no ebo mo ho bra amanfo ewu omo bu nkofo abrante we akobie eye twetwema me ho mbra se clinic ena sebio omudi bu nkofo enti maame we bebia behunu bia no hunu se ono so oye kronfo a eni se o mane ben wo Williams Anefi Sapon ne maame no na maame read Cybersecurity Act na ede Williams Anefi Sapon or ne eye Nana Shako ebeko jail no enchrew enti Williams Anefi Sapon ono ne crimes near 2 we any what we call the Cybersecurity Act 2020 near share samra we now, in Ghana, threatening to release someone's nude pictures to coerce them into doing something is considered a serious offense under the Cybersecurity Act 2020. This act specifically addresses cyber extortion, and non-consensual sharing or threatening to share intimate images, threatening, non-consensual, and intimate images, and I be to say cyber extortion. Hey, video me ho. So when jai de na me the video me kwa bontene nipa bi na de bre me minim saa de no ye de finish show ye be gu anim ase saa de no ka na investigations show on record so waka so what threaten obi mekun me ma won tena asase we su biom saa de no betuma dem ma men kire how many years I be dem mo de ana ye ka asema na mo sere ayila la ti bibia na ma wo su biti. Such act, the punishment, Sadia no ya, a ye asotria abine de bemaun enye. Such acts are classified as blackmail or sexual extortion, which can attract a jail term of 10 to 25 years. And I said, I'm a wusubiti. Almost say, oh yes, a attractive jail term. You bet him do a between 10 to 25 years. Aseme besi ukrom hadon. Amount for one. Now, Oko second point now say additionally, the Criminal and Other Offences Act 1960, Act 29, also considers this a form of extortion, which is second-degree felony. Conviction under this law can lead to imprisonment of at least 5 years. Get me ready no. Bonfa koteketwa, bonfa krankran, Williams and Nephews, they can never escape it. I'm telling you on authority. They can never escape this. Emran so umua. I know you say we are bema. Emra law. Emra so umua. Now Emra, it takes time to bite. And Emra be so umua ebe wie no. It take time. E boan hu ye. E jinane na so e kan to twomwa. La yila lao. Emra. I'm just sending this a message to the young people in Ghana. Adia say one show abrabo ye. Now we are watching say we are Jack. They say obede fiase na obi edi we 25 years. Oyere da mu krampo kwatisa obi ampo amanfo nefa into krampo de hokra nshadan how. Eh? Okay. I'm done with this matter. Now, Mumiandu, let's get into the wagon. Egigim. The law is the law. Now, asama beto woni, mamen kin kan yenko yenim. Asam say, we every Institute of Environment and Sanitation Studies, IESS for the assembly betu dwa, SS assembly ye nyina no ye di ho nkomo. Assembly ne saying, cassava, banche, inkontomre, bordie, nyadoa, ene sebio, de mokoa, baby a friend at Etiwa West, Eastern region, no, sebio, in Sheshemua, Institute of Environment and Sanitation Studies for abefu computer ahwehwe sa nnuane ye duano sa area what Eastern region no area ye from Etiwa West no ye see sa nnuane we banche fufu ho aka bode just say enkwan fufu ho adwuma ni nyina omo say oba Etiwa West sa nnuane ne de galamsey anase galamsey ye no Ghana insuo na say asase omdi mercury egugu asase nim ade etu asase ma nsu atene afa ensase ne so no afa enfuom ni ade no nnuane we ya efri Etiwa de West ho no nnuane we dodo ni nyina no sebio lead wom sebio ebetumi akose nipa bebre mo ahwere omo nkwa mena wo ka sei obi tibantema we dey say Etiwa for Eastern region omo gimi yetu bode de wo Eastern region yedigu ka mu a yede bakaje tia na ebeton Central Market yetu banche no ewo Eastern region Etiwa yedigu ka mu a yeba beton ewo Central Market yeba beton ewo Malata yeba beton ewo Kotokraba yetu bode yetu yetwa bode ana Garden X ana fufuo ho nyoma we nyina no yendini nyina we Etiwa East wo yendini Etiwa West yendini wo ho saa nnuane we nyina no yetamfri Etiwa West yede ni nyina ba nkrom yede ba krom yede ba nkran Yɛde ba Kumasi, yɛne a yɛyɛ ministers no, yɛne a yɛse yɛyɛ asɔfo akɛseɛ no, yɛne a yɛse yɛakɔ school, yɛde yɛni ate, yɛakenkan nwoma no, yɛne yɛde bɔ fufuo tim. Yɛne yɛdi. Fufuo nyoma we nyina na Etiwa West fo no, ɔmo ntandi. Aduane a ɔmo dua, saa bɔɔde a ɔmo twa, kontomire nkwan, saa banche a ɔmo tu no, 90% of aduane a efiri Etiwa West no, ni nyina yɛndi no Etiwa West. This should concern every single person in Ghana. And it didn't start today. It started about 8, 9, 10 years ago. We were all here, especially, in fact, 8 years ago, so politics. Do you know how many years it takes for lead and mercury to destroy soil? It takes years. Inti abedu this point, na se ye ka kire se ya ye hwehwemu na soil ni mu no bebi aduan kontomre banche bode nyoma ye di bofufuo ma otumfuo no ni nyina no yarewa wom because ya ye galamse asase na o se tie ase se time na ye dede when we were speaking against this government opening up the floodgates for Chairman Tumimo, for MPP for to allow lots and lots of Chinese to come in to do galamse. If those things were adhered to and kabani tiye and ka MPP abano take action sen command fanya politics sen ka ekufuado mo stop Kate Jemfua stop Chairman Untumi stop eyedien Samia Uku stop Kojo Ponkroma stop Lord Komi Gabi Ochedako and ka ekufuado mo amfa party amfra fremu and no for politics amfra and ka enne and ka sa report we can ma. Remember, so I report way and just 6 months way and a mass idea we see you. It's over time. And I'm a led way I dominate one sassinum our Etiwa Edian West. Eti Banchio Bordio Enyadua Adibi Ediwa Fufobia or Kumasi Biano. Ye dino Kumasi now say a tias yes Galam said and Eastern region one eno. Ain't say in Riania Etiwa West or Eastern region. Sa yare we nyina wom because of galamsey or say tiase say baby to galamsey or Ghana biano sa their research way it basically falls under it, meaning say Ashanti region east western region region bia serious galamsey o biano sa de way it should worry every single person. It's not a joke. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you, say, the government of the day should not work hard, should not do their best to stop illegal mining. The government needs to work on it. The government needs to do everything to make sure, say, inheritance no more inheritance free kufuado. They have to fight it. The way they are trying to fight our economic problems, this government, they need to also try their best to fight the problem. Because you see, at a point, we had a government that saw the fight against galamsey as a punishment. It saw it as a blockage to their next win, and as a next election win. And they decided to ignore the concerns of the citizenry. They turned it into politics. Time and MPP also, Ekufuadom also for 8 years. Ghana and Nibian were raising the issue about galamsey. People were insulted. Myself, my team, people who watched me for 8 years. Now the consequences, they are there for all of us to bear. And kwasi form this abon and the press conference kuta foreign water. And the Yofi Grant mo, Gabi Ochedako Charles Bisiu mo, Ekwewusi, Pius Hejide, Samia Uku, Kojo Ponkroma, Sanko Fona Muye Gala, Chairman Untumi Kate Jemfu Amono, Omoba press conference kuta foreign water. But one now defend your more Etiwa East, and I say Etiwa West. One now tia Santimemu, Etio Boasha Danse. Now we are MPP ni NDC Neku Galamsey, in TNTS, John Muhammad the year campaign, and NDC for no. One now Okono, one now Ubewu. And this is inevitable. Yakasa Bonica say, this is inevitable. A wua, a bang will no agent in term. Yemubi Yebewu is a fact. Let's not sit and pretend as if we say the American, it will take years. No. Ediana Ekufuado, Ediano, Sa Galamsey, Diabana MPP Diano, ye babewu. Let's stop acting as if say everything is okay. Nothing is okay. The 8-year damage these people did. So 6 months we ain't to be solved. It's our problem. No, in fact, we cannot even use 4 years to solve that problem. Let's pray this government at the end of the day, does its best to minimize the death because ni pay bewu. I am not scaring you. I am telling you the reality. The reality is nipa ebewu near to Kromha and yes, sorry, yeah. I have heard a year the National House of Chiefs President, Mr. S, Mr. P, I beg you, where is my video? Team. Mr. P. Mr. S, where is Ojaho's video? I need it. It's not on the system. Yes, when we were having a meeting, it was supposed to be part of the stuff that we put together. Please point it out. It's not in the system. I'm looking at the system. The National House of Chiefs President, Wakasa, and Wakasa se penyini. Now, Ojaho on the National House of Chiefs President, we did sa president in Enyendo MPP Abreso and Ojaho or Hine Ojaho ebe the president of the National House of Chiefs. Now, ye di galamse unkomo so many times. Ye can galamse unsem na Ojaho munyina wo Ghana. In fact, the kind of aggressiveness ane ye pay free ahemfo na omudi Ghana nim. In fact, baby said the National House of Chiefs. Nanka the kind of body language, the aggressiveness, the kind of attitude that you hear every the National House of Chiefs, the leaders are not on more National House of Chiefs. No, we didn't see it. Today, shockingly enough, Ojaho has found his voice and he's seriously spewing. He's basically speaking on issues. Galamse no, ma ekufuado mbrano yakaye. And I agree with him. Let's listen to him. Papa Wey was the president of the National House of Chiefs during Kufuor's era.
These forests were created in 1929, and even the local people were not allowed to go there to collect snails, raffia. But now we are giving this out for people to go and do illegal, irresponsible mining. During the MPP time, we were all blaming Jubilee House. This time, NDC time, we are still blaming Jubilee House. They are involved. Let's speak out. You are media people. Let us all speak out because it affects us. Right now, water, the price of bottled water is rising. Why? Because in the villages, they don't get stream water to drink again. What is our business going to the forest in the first place? Period to the elections, we are all blaming Jubilee House. And it is true. Government officials, and even right now, NDC officials are also involved. So we should all sit down, let us expose them. Go to the village, go to where they are doing, film them, and name and shame.
He's right. Ojaho, the president of the National House of Chiefs, and then obey you. Tamane Kufuor to senior no president. Did you hear him speak like this before? No. And there was here, Galamsia Samano, Ekufuor Teso, they be a blame Jubilee House, and the Jomahama by blame Jubilee House. He's right. He's not wrong. He's right. But the part that I want him to prove to us that he's credible is that he's supposed to mention names of this government, the appointees who are involved in Galamsey. You see, so you're here now Bejina TV so now kasa anyhow. You allow young people on the street to question your level of intelligence. Because you can't just say kwasi ampenyi bi ebetina social media. Eke kan sem say NDC phobi and na so won to me ambo din am for fact antoa ye hunu so ekwasia because ondi nipa bi enim se na adwene kra so odi nipa ni bia emmoa bi na odi obonim te na adwene so nipa. But if you are the president of the National House of Chiefs, now so when you have the opportunity to speak on such a very delicate issue, you need to be bold to mention names. Because ankende okasa you know ka bolding government appointees who are involved there, it will make you more legit. It will make you more credible. It will force people to take their time before they question your level of intelligence and also where you belong to when it comes to politics or your political affiliation. Because you cannot just say because people were blaming the Kufuor and the MPP in 2020 from 2017 to 2024, no, we have to by force blame this government. I am not holding brief for this government. If there are people in this government who are involved in Galamsey, so you need to mention the name. That is why I encourage young people or journalists on TV to not just come on TV and say, people in this government are doing Galamsey. Mention the name. And when you mention the name, we will question the person. And that is what we call you being an elder. Now, listen. Papa Wey And Chebia, let me show you this. And I'm talking about Ojahoho, right? This is the same man. This was in September 2024. What did he say? Enforce laws against illegal mining than imposing total ban on all mining activities. Original National House of Chiefs catch the Ghana for say, Yen Kungalam say 2024 ne kufor no power. Osio, sa temana Ghana for air call for a total ban. Sebio on all mining activities in Ghana and the kufuado. On hini way be Gina Ghana for catch say, on tiasi ene di on peneso. Sebio abano amo institutions na eye mining so no omo no munye omadwuma na total ban na ose ono on peneso. On say ade chie no this same man ojina TV so eka say ni eblemu ekufuado aban and dey eblemu NDC na aban we mu ni pay ye enso ntuma bie na no ambo obi adin we yo hene ye nto ne so aba say odia hoho eka no kore na say enye atro no pese odekọ nendam na odekọ wu a osanko body ni ewu so hene we die sebi odi no kore papa we die enye ne position na wo no ene wa na ju say obehye House of Chiefs national echi e dia bedi obi wan asem abeka asem a enim. Because as I sit here, I am questioning your credibility as a man who basically can be trusted. Because what is stopping you from doing it? Remember, man way timer na oye still or we are president of the National House of Chiefs. He was in Ghana and a Professor from Pop Walton released a whole report as a sector minister of lands. And I'll catch Ghana for say report we. Omo ye galamse wo Ghana nyina no omo din wom mede ma ekufuado e na ototwene ye na man we wo Ghana. What did he say? Thank you very much, team. Na man we wo Ghana time afrim pom boatin e de report the Bible ntene ebeka kire Ghana for say na nando danko ekufuado me na nam ye sector minister mama ne report a kire say Lord Komi ye galamse Gabi Ocheda akundi wom, Kwekuba akudi wom, Chairman Wuntumi di wom, Kate Jemfua di wom, Samia Wuku, any MPP mpenifo ne chairman for Obodi were reporting him, Emma the whole Ghana yenye beridi. This man na odahu ye the president of the Ghana the national the House of Chiefs, the National House of Chiefs. He did not speak. He stayed away from the scandal. He stayed away from that report. It is because he thinks to say he's going to use his position to deceive Ghanaians. Because on person in the position by deceive Ghanaians, then he should mention names. He cannot just come and vaguely come and make a statement that is weak and just walk away and make it look like, say, with all due respect, you are making sense than anybody else. You need to be emphatic enough because we respect you as the president of the National House of Chiefs. You just don't speculate. You make it emphatic. Yenye pese stop galam say no. Yenye pese chinipa. Yenye pese abandi bo huju edi hujuma. Identity agina hoye nipebi. Mention the name. We have passed that stage of nipebi wa abema omuye galam say. Nipebi wa abema omuye galam say. The last time I was telling journalists in Ghana. So be better now TV so say nipebi wa abema omuye galam say. Kache say on to me mbodiya. You should shut up. That is how it's supposed to be done. So I want to mean body no and for credibility and to line so and say minimum say way Kevin Taylor Kwame way Eko way Ewa way or your way idea will say yes you are making emphatic statement because this kind of speculative statement and then Ekufuado mo hihye chira bedru hanne a o say nsuo na mene wo ye ba be no mawu. And these are things we have been talking about, speculations in penifo amamu positions na omo TV so omo grant interviewer na omo pese omo hunhunu enyo be di gu Ghana system nim. We should pass that stage of speculation. Sadia when ya be jana kasa say na yama abodamfo bi afa ya no asem na omo de keka nkwase asem without any facts. I will be happy if somebody in this government is exposed with the fact to say, oh yeah, Galam say, I will support it. I will make sure that person is kicked out of this government. That person is rebuked. If that person has to be prosecuted, they are prosecuted. I will do it. If you cannot mention names, then shut up. With all due respect, say, Ojawo, you represent the National House of Chiefs. Okasa enyam frama, okasa enante. Onye ready say ubebodia, shut up and stay quiet. And let us, the young ones, find a fact and then do what? And then follow the fact. Stop this speculative statement. Be emphatic in your statement. Speculations, the mama politician be afayedi. Ama politicians be asay Ghana. Nana the dan kweku for the ba omi abetuna so. Yentumi nkasa direct. Yentumi mbodi ene yebu nkwasiabe. Openye jekum ne di baby. Obetuna radio so a nkwasiabe for 8 years. Hwe ho sunsanso. Why the thing saying obetuna wa no say bu nkwasiabe. Be factual. Be emphatic in your statement. Let the people know. Say asemina wo kano uwo njina so na yentu ho anamon. Obia tumi beka say abamu nipa ye galam say yebetumaka obia betumaka edian how are we going to solve the problem? Huh? Ofui bia betuma beka say abamu nipa ye galam say it's speculative. The person should be emphatic. The way of Frimpong Boateng the report by Ania Church din wom today the names are still in the report. That is factual. So between you and the Professor Frimpong Boateng Oja Hoho, I will respect Frimpong Boateng than you because Frimpong Boateng came with names. You didn't come with any name. You just came to speculate. Say, Obi ya MPP adebina ya we are. You are not supposed to copy the same thing. Move, just go ahead of people who speculated. Just be factual today because while some enyekeke, while some a holding weight. Is my simple advice to you. So let's all try and help and fight this and stop this. We your hene obi antumi nchimuntum. Obi anto so aba. Sa wonya bone ana woni obi enye bibia wodim se oba beto to a ade na wonya bold embodin. Sibia wo kasa ne kire se ebia one politician bia ye bibia usuro se wobodin a politician no ebeba bontan beka oboni awaye. Na sa wonim se ahene na wodi no or the presidency now occupy as the National House of Chiefs president. Onye bone onja ajemude onye bibia etie oman we mra ebia osebio manisi sumina so ebia wankasa no sa onye galam se ni bia you should be bold enough to mention names. So mention the name and let's move forward. Please, we are tired of this speculative statement. I just say, why MPP communicator be say NDC committee, we don't know where you belong. Be emphatic and let's move on. Mr. Ramo, you jai sa nyoma and solve problem ya. Asam fu froswa say si. Asam na esi ni a year Ghana AIDS Commission for a release statement. Emu onyono. Na the ama emu anyunu nyina na say Ghana records 12,614 AIDS-related deaths in 2024, up from 12,480 in 2023. Ghana AIDS Commission for the Assembly Abetuo emu ding emu du. And before I speak on this, a woman reached out to me a couple of months ago about Ghana AIDS Commission and the way they do their statistics. This email, I need to find it. She was very, very detailed. I think she's worked there before. But right now, maybe only Ghana, Biman, I say, or Abruzar, I don't. But she sent me a very detailed email. And if that woman is watching me, she can remind me. It's in my email. There are a lot of emails that I receive. And she basically, email was sending me, it was time now. Omoka say because of free SHS in T, a year HIV akofom, there was something like that. And I would like to apologize to the AIDS Commission. I don't know whether the man is still there or not. In fact, I based my editorial or I reacted to that story based on the story that came out. In fact, for some reason, I read the whole story and it was a quote that Ghana Web or one of those media houses put out. Not knowing that the statement the man put out, and let me say this today, the statement they put out on Ghana Web say a man and a car, that wasn't the context. But Ghana Web to Ghana AIDS Commission man. So I don't know if he's still there. Now what happened? And they say the man actually reached out to Ghana Web. And I'll catch them say the story you put out there. Say me say free SHS at HIV, so it is wrong. And that the context you use my quote, it was wrong. And the reporter should come back and have this interview again. Ever since the Ghana Web guys never went back to the man again. So what they did was that and it was getting closer to elections. And that thing really worried the man. Because that wasn't what he said. But because Ghana Web, na omo pe say omo carry story be the part to abontene say because of free SHS and the Kufuado and the Esako community omo the asem koto man no so ma till date is a problem for the man. And the man reached out to the media houses that came to his office, or it was an event. Of Frey almost said they should come back. And that the story they have put out there, he didn't say that. The reporter who came misreported. Ever since there, Ghana Web and those people never went back to the man. And they put that fake story on the man. I think it's the Ghana AIDS Commission boss. Now, that story by a lady reached out to me. And that lady was like, you know, the statistics, the way Ghana AIDS Commission, they do their statistics, how they arrive at their figures, you know, they need to really look at it because sometimes it overlaps. Either they overstate the numbers or they understate the numbers. And if it is within a margin of error, it's fine. But it is not within margin of error. Normally, sometimes, most cases, they understate even the numbers. So the woman emailed me and said, she actually sent me all the facts and how they do their statistics and how she believes to say, you cannot say, you tested somebody in senior high school, time of call first year. Sa nipa na testing na oye negative no. Sa nipa do third year. At that point, that person no, the statistics now will take in SS1 no. It cannot qualify say nipa do SS3 no onya 8. So you cannot use that number now who take it 3 years ago no to justify the fourth year no and say because na nipa no SS1 no only 8 no or do SS4 and answer SS3 no only 8. It doesn't work like that. And I think that is the small mistakes the Ghana AIDS Commission makes. But nevertheless, we need to also address the issue here. The issue, Mr. S. Yes, this is the story. There's the story. Let me. In fact, it's about time I clarify this matter because modern Ghana. In fact, modern Ghana so be another outlet in Kwasiade Nkwano moye. They don't even have an office. Criminals. Modern Ghana so this is the story I was talking about. I'm sorry. Thank you very much, team, for bringing this story out. This is Asema Mokato Papa Wiso. It was close to elections. Free SHS has reduced teenage pregnancies, HIV infections by 50%. Ghana AIDS Commission. This man did not make this statement. But modern Ghana, they picked it, and because modern Ghana ensured any better news outlet, a criminal entity, some young boys be, foolish boys be without any credibility. And what they do is, 20 Ghana, they will write things about people and destroy lives. This man never made this statement. And decide deal with Jandam way a 2 man way so. This man made every effort to get modern Ghana the reporter now Obasa event because it was an event. And na man a grant interview. And na Kraniko Jina ho and na opeke sa partner and chasa 2 man way so. And because modern Ghana mono, it is all about money. It is all about Sikaru Momo and this we koto because near Kotuaba month it was around I think February 2024. Now, Fena, gear up to elections. So they needed to use these words to justify free SHS. This was fake story. And the same man ding. So platforms like Modern Ghana, you have to be very careful. So whose story of Modern Ghana, be careful. They are a bunch of thieves. They have no credibility. In the story of Modern Ghana, Ghana Web, make sure you double check those stories. Fact check the story before, because some modern Ghana and they can destroy you. I'm telling you, modern Ghana, but some office when they don't even have an office. Some foolish boys 3B are conform and sabi Phoebe. I'll get you their pictures. Stupid boys, so and that is what they do. This is what they did. If they like, they should come out and say something. The man will speak. Go to the man. He will tell you. They MPP for decided way essay man with life. But let's come to the issue I was talking about. 8 as seminal. Now we should not joke with these numbers. 2023, Nanipa almost say in their data, not omunya 8 or Ghana no, na 12,480. In 2024, no, I jump to 12,614. We need to find a way. We need to find a way to curb and to slow down HIV. And I say a month for omunya 8 or Ghana. We need to find a way. There should be more education. I remember in the early 90s, yeah, Kenyan Kwarasa, and early 2000s, there were a lot of AIDS adverts, and I say a HIV adverts on TV. What it does, and they say, sometimes there were a lot of us who were in school. Now, your JSS near the day. What it does, and they say, the more you watch these adverts, as a young man, as a teenager, it puts some little fear in you. And I'm not saying fear that is going to stop you from being who you are, but it puts some kind of caution close to where your heart is, where your reasoning, basically, maybe a wakuma no, ebi a wana, and ne wajune ne kabom edwene no. Every time these ads were playing on TV, even though young men and women were active, but at least when you take 10 young men and women, over about 5 down from 5, you get about 7 of them telling you, say, that ad always has been talking to them. And people like us, we found ourselves in that position. And it's not people like us, we were always cautioned. These kind of ads that were circulating all over the place. Not a way a TV so, not a way a radio so. These ads, you might think they don't do anything, but what they do is when a young man is walking, when a young girl is walking, his school bag bodechi, now that big billboard, and it's talking to him. Instantly, that person will walk away. Or forward 3 times, 4 times, or tear advert 4 times, visually, or who bear 10 times, 20 times, 300 times. That thing plays in their head. And it's a little deterrent. At least it's a deterrent, sir. And more omutumika say, unya nipa 5 cry, 3 beka say, I am not going to get myself involved in unprotected sex. It is not always about using Bible, using Quran. It's not always about intimidating them. There are so many ways to let people understand, say, there is a problem around them and that there is a way to move out of the problem. It should always not be a Rambo style of solving issues. Sometimes psychologically, you have to put the art in the system. We need to pump a lot of educative resource, art in the system. Let it be in the system. Let the people grow up with it. Majority of us, we grew up in homes where we didn't even believe in the religion. But because that is the church our parents, our uncles were attending, we ended up calling ourselves Methodist for, Roman for, Anglican for. It is because we grew up with it. It's not because we believe in it. It's because that is what we grew up in. And we need to let the kids, the young people, grow up with the education. They need to at least be sensitized indirectly. It needs to ring in their head. Normally, those kind of adverts, those kind of things, when you are about to get in the act, when you are in that process, that is when those things ring. Because the moment a young lady, a young man at a certain age wants to get involved in unprotected sex, he or she is trying to find a reason to do it. Now, in a process of finding or trying to find a reason, say, or the best idea, no. Now, nyoma emma reasons na, or person they justify the oil, no. Nyoma ni bini advert na bad it's him. Because obedi bonia, debiano, open reason be out the jinaso di bonino. Now, the emma a dema, say bonino, ultimately straightforward, or break a class, and we take a decision and say, there are some other positive reasons, bia, it fights that reason na, wunim se enya, but open so they justify bonina obedino. Those positive reasons, no, and that reason, no, and then a fight. And see, as much as you, the parent, you are not there, you, the young parent, you are not there, no, those advertisements, no, they fight the conscience. They speak to the young one. They speak to those who are ready. Inti obi to me do point you will say, okay, me say but Bibi catch them, and Bibi na catch no. What she has been listening to, she has been visualizing things. And itina, oko her TV so you say ade we there parental guide that so where there is not for young people, because the moment they get used to things that they are not supposed to watch, they grow up with it. Inti the good ones, you know, let us force the young people they used to grow up with. Obviously, some will not listen, but if you are able to get some out to who don't fall in the trap, at least you've made some progress. At least you have saved a life. And that is how we need to do it. And the Ghana AIDS Commission, we need to resource them. We cannot just put a commission there and tell them to make sure they try and fight it. You can't do that. Governments have to make sure AIDS Commission and stuff like that, we resource them enough. Their presence needs to be felt in the system. We need to see their presence. The AIDS Commission, they need to basically be working with the NCCE. Go and look at this NCCE boss. Kwasiato odaho, the nimsa monche, and kwasia politics no ye. This is the job of NCC having a collaboration with Ghana AIDS Commission, making sure. And Kwarano, they don't have to choose what they like. We need to let them understand the good things they need to follow. And Kwarano Mabano, they don't have to choose what they like. We need to find a way for them to believe in good things. That is how we need to instill the good things in them indirectly. Because at this point, they all have liberty to do whatever they want to do. The world is in their palm. They have a phone. They can watch porn. They can take decisions without you, the parent, knowing. At this point, it's not about you being there physically. You can indirectly train your kid. You can use different kinds of resources to guide your kid. And we as a nation, we need that to protect Nkorano. It is not always about Bible. It's not always about prayers. Those things at the end of the day, teenage pregnancy, fall out of school. So many of them. It takes a single thing to convince someone. Continuously, we need to play it in their heads. Unprotected sex, having so many sex partners, the implications. We need to let them know. In the olden days, to me, why are we not able to do it now that we even have easy access to get these informations to them? Now, Mr. S, do you have something for me? Okay. This is on say me modern Ghana natural, right? Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. S. Metro disinformation and misinformation now in Kofo with the modern Ghana and the Ghana web. You see, this is also Omugu papa we ni masi we no. Omugu papa we ni masi we no. Modern Ghana we no ena Ghana web so be fast story no. Also why say free SHS reduce HIV infection pregnancy among girls by 50%. 8th Commission boss. This is the Ghana web. This is Ghana web. So you see what they do. This is what they do. And in 2024, they lied to Ghanaians. They misinformed Ghanaians. Ghana web, modern Ghana, that is what they did. But these are not the truth. These are not the facts. They lied to Ghanaians. Because no person the free SHS here campaign. No person the free SHS the facts were wrong. So fake facts on my name, no correct. We were supposed to take our time, but I'm happy that at the end of the day, we did not fall for these lies. Now, let's move forward to the next story. And the next story is this. It's a very important story. And it also goes back to our young people. UPSA 4, we all saw the video. Now, almost say they are clamping down on what we call a indecent dressing on campus. And basically, UPSA apologizes for viral altercation, reviews dress code enforcement. And UPSA for your video na omo security omo campus technically omo harass some of the students, all because you say entire emotional and decent entire emotional sebio emfa kwam na ebimu a entire show more campus no nyantade bia osen kamutumi share the class and lectures enti school no security phobia mo and task force phobia no estati ejojo inkwara ni bi. When I saw the video, I told myself, say, straightforward, UPSA, they got it wrong. They got it wrong, and I'm happy they have come out to apologize. Because, you see, what they did, a full assault and harassment. What the security guys did there, they basically assaulted these people, they harassed them, they embarrassed them. This is an institutional, a tertiary institution. Obia or what tertiary institution is seen to be over 18 years. We might not like the way some people dress as an institution. In today, I was saying, what we need to do as an institution, and say, ansana obia eura nkrimufo. Where example na mema, ansana obia eura nkrimufo masalachino, onim the code, onim the conduct, onim the don'ts and the do's, whatever. Ansa obi abe sorry say me ko ra masalachi no. Ansa na oba be sie bi abe sorry say me pese me ko ra masalachi no. Without due respect, onim bebi a ogina e o masalachi. Say unya nkremoni kura na ura masalachi a o idea say unim bebi a ogina. Unim say ura masalachi a there are some things you cannot do. Now, as an institution, it is your responsibility to make sure say ansa na nipa no enwura wo school say wa admit no and krata would betu ni mana sign no obamana tia say this is part of the contract between us, the institution, and you, the student. Now say nipa no wura school without signing any document preventing them or cautioning them how to dress or follow a certain code, then you don't have any right to harass anybody on campus. And see, what they did, what the school did, with all due respect, so when a student they can sue the school and make a lot of money out of you people. The apology is just an apology. With all due respect. The authorities of the school, they got it wrong. And this afternoon, I was having this conversation with my team. And one of my colleagues, no more can say me say, my ghosting members, boss, but these kids, the way they dress, they basically distract the lecturers. The way they dress, they indirectly harass some of the lecturers. And it is also good when these things are done, because you can't dress in a way obi chradie papa penyinia sebi also a lecturer wa begina monima wa chradie na abayo wa washa atade bia enye decent wa hwene egu ho wenufu ase gu ho and I make catch the team and say, and my colleague, I told him, you as a lecturer, if you stand in a classroom and you allow what a student is wearing to distract you, for you to go as far as asking that person out, then you are not fit to stand before these young people. Because the honest truth is, you are seen as a lecturer. You are seen as somebody who has grades to share. And when I say share, to share, abra obi aye juma to get those grades. Your responsibility is to teach. Now, if you allow somebody, the way they look, the way they dress, to be able to infiltrate you, your professional work, to say, because of the way girls were dressing, I fell as a lecturer. Because that's the reason why I slept with this kid. That's the reason why it's distracting me. Then you yourself, you are psychologically not ready. That is why when you're a lecturer and you see something in your classroom and you don't like it, you basically go through the proper channel to make sure whether it's a student or the whole class, you are make sure the process works for them to be cautioned. And it's a specific kid about class. Maybe it is not helping your professional work. It can distract you and the people in your class. You have all the right to go through the right channel to report that student, that this particular student is doing some things that I believe as a professional teacher is not supposed to be done in my classroom, and I don't want that to be repeated. But then you cannot take the law in your hand and say, because some people are dressing in a certain manner you don't like. Now, someone started to say, more bandon call for up. What are they? And if that is the only clothes, the entire miensa, and then a tosso miensa, skirt a any a blouse a and then the entire miensa. Are you going to buy new clothes for these students who are all over 18 years? Remember, you can't tertiary institution, you're on conformity 35, 40, omo abba ebabetua omujuma dieso, and also amadisiaso. So you don't see them as 19-year-old kids. These are people who are basically above the age of 18 and cannot be treated anyhow. And to say, these things, schools are. The schools should add or make this mandatory. So, by UPSA, you cannot dress a certain way. If you're going to wear a skirt, make sure it does not part. Its limit gets to this point. If you're going to wear this kind of clothes, this is the standard. O skirt, so much skirt, I also do. Inti I don't know who set this rule now. Some bedru no busua. It is clear for you to basically take action. But you cannot sit and say there are no rules governing dress code, but you just get up and say the way you are dressed, it's intimidating people, or you are harassing people through your dressing, so we are going to come and pick you out of class. No. Inti, I believe say this apology is not enough. The psychological and emotional trauma of these students, this apology is not enough. We cannot let institutions like UPSA get away with this just like that. No. You cannot just release a statement and say, our security or task force did not do the right thing, and so we are sorry. It does not work like that. Because if a lecturer was attacked on campus by a student, that student couldn't just write a statement and say, I am sorry, lecturer, for slapping you. You people would take primitive action. Sorry, punitive action. You will take action and no a ding. So we want you people to also understand the action of these people. No, it is not just I am sorry. No, you people need to do more than this. You people should show it is not just I am sorry. For you to just come and release a statement, it does not take the act away. It does not take that act away. You people need to go further, because you have really embarrassed people. Harassed emotionally, some of these people cannot even come to class for weeks. Psychologically, some people cannot even study. Some people cannot even mingle with other people again because of what you people did to these young students. I am not here condoning any kind of dressing on campus. If any institution or school wants to make sure, dress code is adhered to, you have the right to enter that in your school manifesto or whatever. Any student who is admitted in your tertiary institution knows for a fact that this is part of the contract I have signed with the school, and that if I break this rule, I might lose that opportunity of staying on this campus or staying on this campus. That's it. So the school should get it. You cannot harass people and get away with it, and the next day just write what we call a apology letter. Now, the chancellor of the school or whoever is in charge of the school, Senebaba and Ankobiko Jojo, say, would he or would she have taken just an apology and say, let it go? No. So this is not the end of it. Just an apology on paper, nobody's accepting it. You need to do more. I don't have to tell you what to do, but you need to do more than what you have done. And I make catch them. You will visit the story again. Yabasa story we so. Yabasa be I'm a Ghana for Kreno. And somebody's telling me using too much English today. I know, I'm sorry. Now, this is Assemble Kwa Sam George. I think say I was saying you pay attention to this statement. Please that for we sorry, my share that on the topics ni bi wo ha. And please that for the American in alpha no me sure say mu bi mutiase mu amutiase mu nchechire mu brofo no enchire omo ante no na ye koi de me try say medwudwam ye se ne be ya PZ for mu betiase my sorry panana pia sorry otumfo na text me na text me say Kevin me nkwara no na ma me text na mu ntwan me otumfo text me say Kevin English ne dawson ma me text Nana, I'm sorry and I'll make sure PZ people I'll break it down for them. I'm very, very sorry, Nana. I hope you are doing well. Yes, and South Centreso. Yes, I'll add South Centreso to make sure that it goes down well. Bekwai is part of it. And Asanyuneso. Thank you, Nana, for reminding me. I'll make sure I limit the English. Piao. Thank you. Iti me text you 2 for kan say Mr. No mano na fum ye na me limit brofo ne kakra amana batwi. Iti na nane makasa enti e bedwudwum ma na aba fom kakra. Piao no na wo so nya bote na me spell enti na yes ano. Me. Na ma me dwudwum. Now communications minister Sam George akasa na ende o de asem bi aba betudwa asem no asama de ye. National Misinformation and Disinformation Bill set to be laid before Parliament. And Sam George, MPP for Tano, because Uniminyansa wa bing. Ono ultimi biansa would be only bono, or the Pimuano, Sam George, or a short boy, you're a boy, blue, or a solid boy, MPP for person may be intimidating, because or a young, it's with Jimmy Darby, MPP for young men, or with Jimmy, Sam George or Jimmy, or a solid is on his ground. On Sam George by in the history of Ghana, Yanti data to say that what so be a D or Sako DSTV, or for say Obet so a Sam George. And there or the assembly Abatuja or say a bar a ya atro in Chatuswo and Sema ya dada, Bosrebuka, Quateketua Wuna, any in Chatuswo, any a wood die, Yaditina a yadian, Abefu computer so internet so and I editor papers editor Facebook gina ewiase e de sen call din e da dan call for e de enfutro egu Ghana for ni no and Sam George say NDC aban ahyehyɛ nkrata ye de to parliament say ye so mu asebe be si okuru na mystery sa aban e ba be hyemra na samra no ye sha na so betena Facebook na wudi atro to John Mahama so Udi atro eto Sam George so. Udi atro eto Professor Jampo so. Udi atro eto Ibrahim Mahama so. Udi atro eto MP so. Udi atro to Kevin Taylor so a. Emra no bema obi ho kwan se ye betwe deche edu akopie court. Emra no kura bedi ka kire asotwe a ewo se de mawo. Enti abasa na Attorney General no bedi wa asem. Enti ende no NDC aban a Sam George di anim no omato ma no mutuo se eye bosremuka intwatoso adada infututuo ene ayampia jimie ene koteketwa ene emu jimia Ghana fo bi te social media eye edwinse omokeka nsam amasebio omokoti ayetenten a entumi ntwenye kete no and Sam George ne NDC for the asam say ye ba be shemra me see pages ni nyina begu me say abedum brebi amafo ba betra TV so ombeka eye de eyi omokoye nipa omoba ye na akire omutumi ka story inti ya beshemra na emra no ya hwia untumi metena Facebook untumi metena YouTube untumi kogina baby embo usirem emfa okotete tie ntwa atro emra no ene be kire baby obeda we ene nyoma e wo se ye nyina as Ghana for ye protect na ye som na ye ma ye nikon na ye boa aban no ma ne hye sa mra no inti Sam George say omo prepare sankrata ne de abeto parliament na asantefo MP awonafo MPs eye enzemafo MPs Ghana MPs nkranfo MPs nyina kohia na omu nyina de omu sa kohia se yenji ntum se yemra na me se ade e be hye sa mra we no amanfo be show 4 hours 2 hours 1 hour obo so omu di fufuo nkomo omu ntumi ndi story ho nkomo because you see misinformation and disinformation it's all speculative enti omu ta di atropa no ni nyina ndi omu ka nyina speculations hey matters away wait any ate wey yes way aha sankofo ni nyina be dem hello moto me see say hey yenim way hey way yenim so say no yeah way you know about way hey me see sankofo ni nyina be dem because say a pass mra way a answer na ba betena wuntumi radio ejimi ho no unkuta krata wo be dem. Yeah. Say a passing mra a answer babetna asasi radio abejimi hu okumase no bonni krata wo de be support ni engineer so a wo bedem sa wo ti Facebook na wa adwene ya wo say Ghana mranchew wo de ye passing mra a na wa betna abaya han we yesi we ono ba we e na wa employ ba we e na ho de wa employ bia na obo obi din say gigim erade me say now betna TV so betna Facebook ebo bi dintra onye send the obo ma okoti ayetenten me say amanfo bedem enti we ebe check system no you will see what will happen in Ghana and it dey be catch MPP for say some percent mama Ghana for jimu dia you should start from the basics sibia NDC for yen no monfa no kore enye hey hey where do I say anyway sa de do bedem Democrat bedding them 25 years dead the order that ansana the eba. Intim where there let us support for the minister to push it to parliament near passing in here. The bill yele to parliament ever pass it atro edi ntwato so MPP for number 1. And the reason why I support this and say me juma be nyina trodo ni nyina no me de enkrata ene no kure ene tare chiri obi a oye kromfo nkwa ne be problem with this obi a oye twatoso obi o twan atro ondi no kure obi a sebi oye anwoye a Sebio na brabo ayabasa oh the onye no problem. Until I expect every single person or yet show to me to encourage the Parliament of Ghana to pass this bill. In fact, it should be an emergency. It should be an urgent bill. I expect that by next week, I'll say bill way Parliament to be passing. Near will say Yashanemra, Yenina to Ghana, and they won't mean the Nante. So we should all help Sam George to lay this bill in Parliament, to make sure say Parliament ajiatum, to make sure say Abayamra, Messia passe idea we are 90% of platforms are omudin kwasasema omkasema MPP ni nyina begu. I'm telling you, within 1 month ni nyina begu. Me say, ya passe mra we are 90% of NPP platforms ebegu. And the reason why it ebegu ni say, edie na omobeka. Because untimi metena beka say, hey, ena we you say, ena we ni ati say, odia wo ye be ma na wabodin. Asimesi, you say, why away, ena dia meti and say, you see way, aha, odia bodin. Ahona bo say, akoko ni second name ya lolo. Enti sa bill we there, I support it. And this bill, I know when it is passed, within a month, MPP platforms, radio, TV, ni nyina begu. We will still control. Enti we minya oya oya bema odo Ghana, obesa Ghana, yade no kura chichire Ghana. Now obesa ye ku jandam. You see ano, me catch am say jandam will be murdered this year. And this is the beginning of the murder. Me catch am say MPP, you will murder sleep, you will not sleep anymore. Sleep, moku wo. Sabi way, I support it and it will be passed. Now the day bill way ever passing, I want to bounce the sound for to me screen record it. The day bill ever passing, I will tell all NDC MPs and ministers to get their aides on standby. They should get them on standby. Obi ka some or the frafra will be or bobo boding or yes or kase or yen kase chie kurapa mo fa no go jina court. So obi betena TV so or betena Facebook or betena TikTok. Say or they will picture crab to on any show so now I'm bold din na picture that's why to me question the panel. This is the only way to make clean system no Ghana be fan into my pay fra yen nyina be hu so man ye chichire atro enanka ese Ghana atro ne kofa ekufu ado baaye atro ene de ba omia baaye atro ne mama Kennedy Japan be di MP atro ene de Bride Champo ru parliament atro ene de MPP sa pathway e man be di Ghana so 8 years atro ne de Ghana say e de bedru ha atro ne ma yesika sem nyina seye atro ene ma ofuriata be the finance minister atro ne ma Gabi etu benya PD sika die atro ene de te ha ye busa Ghana sika sem adi pe bi mpeso e atro into the moment you are able to cut down atro your problem as a nation corruption ni nyina na e atro na start corruption. What you say corruption. I are trying to start corruption. Now oh yeah then oh yeah nyashi. Eh na mukwe meeting be oh we dey conference keke I are tro. Meeting no mukwe no omukodi nkomo a kire se ne obebu obi. Enso so we dey retreat. Atro lies and start corruption. The moment you are able to clamp lies, the moment you are able to stop lies and corruption, we're defeating 50%. And let us try and infuse that that anti-corruption venom in the system by passing this misinformation and disinformation act. You will see what will happen. This bill, it will change the media landscape. It will change the way discussions are held on radio and on TV in Ghana. You will see healthy conversation. You will see, say, people will start to now analyze and see, say, hey, inti nkanyamra we na ba yanka oba betena be ka kire say yekoto aba na kwase bi ti wuntumi ka kire say aba na yebetu bi Sunday na atu bi Monday we nkodem dada kwase asa no apeteshini an hu fin sa no a whole party executive sana na bi enso tumi ko gina wo say aba na yebetu bi Sunday na atu bi Monday na atu bi Saturday san kwase afo nyina nkomu da jail inti mume ye nyina mboa na support na sa eye de bill we yam pass it. Na ya pass bill we are region pa ebeboa no pa no e Ashanti region. Me say enyo tumfo a anka bill we nka men support it. Na because men pese obi ebedi asantefo atro. Men pese obi be dada asantefo. members obi betena wuntumi obetena asase radio Kumase obi betena radio bi so Kumase Kesbin e de atwa santeman tro se eye international airport no abedru inti Delta beba den beba no saa de nti na me support bill we kwase bi ntumi ntena asante and ada asantefo inti bill we ba asantefo be hu no kure no bill we ba kwase bi ntumi ntena wuntumi and ada mo ojimifo bi ntumi ntena Kesbin and ada wo or chi bi ntumi ntena santememu enka se media mete osompa intime kwase bi ntumi nada inti this is why minuanoma santefo munyina momwa na yama bill we yam passe na embo asante ho ban se na beya kwase bi ntena nkran entwa ntro enkyere mo se moni abie enso ne emfa ade bi a kyere se enibia ba emba asantememu me na wo ka sei and bibia ni wa your friend adibi enibia aba asante national theatre ni wo airport international plane to me so ye share ni national press conference wo ye share ni ye ni bibi papa bia o Kempinski besi ba ko nkan wa mesi bi Okumase enti o se ati ase se development ni de aboye se de Johnson abo akoko ni pebiti radio so ni TV so asantemem no mo dada se bibia ye okay abra bibia nya okay. Inti nyina support it. Thank you very much. Otumfo nana medo say we remind me say menkai eya asanteman say sa bill we asanteman and support it. Me da se pa nana I'm sure. Calculation. All right, Mr. I'll do that. Now, under the President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama, Wakasemi, we need justice who are not swayed by popularity or pressure, but are anchored in the Constitution and driven by a genuine desire to uphold justice without fear or favor. And then a judge for 7 John Mahama Bino ebaye omo because omunim se judge for bi ebeko retirement na emramu no se judge for bi so some beko retirement or say etumi fa bi na sebio omo firi mu a na omo so abehjem enso na John Mahama baye emra eboga na ho bra no enhye ne se ontumi emfa den judges se ya pese president for judge for omo sesa ko Supreme Court mom yen hye mra ne emfa tabono ento the number of nipa omo beko Supreme Court. Now, me no tie ayen share samra ne de. So President Mahama e nipa 30 ko Supreme Court amini problem because near tia de kufa be nipa 18, 20. Inti koto de ne bonwe dabi. Until say nya be together. Yenie be ko eye otumfo ho. Mate se PMP for akotumfo se otumfo entia den entia eye Chief Justice asebnim. Misrawa otumfo odi hene wo Kumase. Otumfo onye Ghana Constitution enti PMP for you've gotten it wrong sankamo asemi ankamo kancho tumfo say onkasem na judges na ye form ebro number bi no yemfa number ba akomra na president bia ba ontumi nyi judge mbroso saa na mo pese mo ko me na ho a mo nkodi sa ankomo no na ankomo na mo de kono so chen no because otumfo ehye constitution ase otumfo ntumi mfa ne pe enkyere Ghana de enye otumfo oso no so tena Ghana mo te Ghana te say nia ono so tuya to ono so Ghanaian otumfo ni special passport otumfo te say woni me ni die de man efri say oye ohene a owo Kumase enti otumfo nya Constitution of Ghana enti PMP for no that thing na mokoye no concept otumfo kra ferry say mumu sa no beba no ho abeka sa nkwasese no akire no every say otumfo say to onim say oni to me chen president. You get it? Enti I will say etinyo me bia se o Ghana me nana se bia mojojo no I na too much. I say yemu bi ne yate ase se eye otumfo say tutu oyo hene odi hene Okumase sebio oyo hene a ohye constitution ase onu ankasa oyo hene no ombu constitution so sebio on disrespect constitution no ohu president a sebio odini die ma no efri se onim se ohye president na ase e na ohye constitution ase enti eye den na mutumi free fie se otumfo asama eye constitution a hye se yendi so no otumfo nko butu no mwangasa mudwene ansana makotumfo akasa mo pese motutu anoma na mo ko otumfo se aboa beni na nipa bi anya ho kwan e kasa tia no eka nanim mwagimi motutu anoma ho na mo ko kye se aboa beni otumfo nim Ghana mra meken otumfo emra we redi eya Ghana mra otim onim se the president and the AC ever Chief Justice ho no eya constitution na ye nyina ye di so otumfo nim se president bu constitution so anko no ankasa ode ne penko akasa waba enkran beya 3 times we share president odim say president di boni ana oye bibie tie constitution anko otumfo be kasa sebi otumfo show biase e wa asantememu or the constitution the president ase into Mr. President mesome to aba mesome Ghana ni mesome to ato in fact we the constitution so but otumfo ban kan no Mr. President the constitution so into ba na obesreye e na blessing no sako kumase okodi hini okumase into aya na munjai sa kasa no sa PMP ni sa nyoma na mu otumfo afrafra mo pese nipa bi e kasa tie otumfo no ya mpene ma mu ndi sa nkwase asem no because otumfo se tutu ni mu mra no Oba nkranya e man Mikey sanka president ebu mra bi so anka obeka obi antumi nya no hwe ba onim se ye kɔ die bibia fenchem obi antia mra bia so bibia gina ne na so ntaye den na jimifo kɔ se nana ene kɔka chief justice asema eken enye obi na abodi tirim eye mra ena edi nti otumfo nya den otumfo no so hye mra na so no onkɔta mo mra no ntɔntwene otumfo se dutu wo hye Ghana mra se o hye constitution ase eto a ye betwa to se ye nyine ntoro betua ye to petro 10 Ghana ono so beto petro 10 Ghana yanga so yo tumfo nto beto 2 Ghana no yaka se Ghana obi under 6 o'clock president ka se ye kɔ wo be ma bia ojane na so bia emfa e de etuo nkuta ne nkɔ wo tumfo ye be ma ntu ahye ne nsem obedi echi akɔ kontokwa nti ade na mo ye no mo na mo ma ho kwan ma nipa bi e den etumi e keka nsem bitie benhia ba menhia otumfo no ono oboro sa de so kumase na opani ye nti odi hini okumase a mo ma ne ndi ne hini na so munjo no. Now, yanko and the asama President Mahama Kanye. President Mahama say, and the judge for in Swan na and the President Mahama. President Mahama so in Amabe and the Amabe judges Omoko Supreme Court. No. President Mahama can say me or say, ye here judge for Sebio Omuma Ayadian in Jishenimu. Any day whiny. Kokoti any sebio hantan sam any amanfo ebebo mo anobabai akekan sema ye de efo mo ho na sebio de bia no omo eden omo nam krom na ye bo mu din etwetwetwom picture no on say we need justice who are not swayed or say ye judges fo a omo masa anyoma no sebio enyi omo adwene emfiri edwuma ye de ahye omo nsem omo judge fo a sebio omo tinipem a na omo mu na omo nim efiso omo nim say ye betwa omo picture de ko kansem omo judge fo a omo adwene omo so omo nim nyansa chen obia omo kasa omo dimina de omo ye omo ho ebu omo fama nipa de biare ye hohu omo ho no o se sa judge fo no aya na ama omo ani efri dwuma ye de ma omo no ntefutu a o de ma judge fo we nyina ne se omo nya judge fo a omo ni eda edwuma no so sebio atantene ne na omo adwene nko ho senio nokure senio be ya Ghana a yeba ye mrasam yebetumi asom ama akekere oman na gina ne na so a yebetumi abo ho bra no o se saa eye gidie ne ye pe wo judge fo mu nti efutu o de ma judge fo no se omo nya judge fo a edwuma ye de ama omo so omo nkodi te se omo hwehwe nsem mu omo kyekye nsem mu omo de atantene ye ede to ho abo oman no ban no o se omo ma omo ni nko ho na sebio ma omo nkoye te se judge fo a omo soro na omo mu na omo nim na omo tinipem na omo twetwe na omo kakasetia na omo kasa ingina so ni so a sebio omo adwene omo se omo ya affiliated to political party omo nyoma bi omo ye akesesam ahantan etenie a sebio elso ni mfaso no o se mama judge fo no ensua saade no efri say yehu judge fo a sebio ende yenim so omo suban no nti yenyi saade no emfrim omo nyi sa suban no mema omo nsua na omo mbo eyede obra na omo mbo dwuma no ma Ghana fo eninji omo no piaw President Mahama na kaye wojudwam now na meka eye 8 and we are going to take a short break which is going to last for less than 3 minutes. And I want to remind you, young people, Amoshemo School, Ghana AIDS Commission, the Ghana government, NCC, we need to go back to the basics. Where you come for card day, a year 8 adverts.
Come on, now so men kwadapa. Eyame ya woni pema, ya wiye ya kwaba, eyaboko. Juju ya empire na dida. If you in a bio comfort, minimum fiba. Abadi Africa boso, amam krami tumina. Mama tiada. Eje you be so mu, come and issue daddy. Gana my ya baby, obi ama ya back pass. Me share ya wrong pass. Em send me to cars, me twatch. Gana come for hina me fampa. Eyama who said, Nipa na epa. Makobi Sam Yapaya, I sweat Nanam said, Tribune Ponacopon, Wanora, Yayadum, Jabu Tribune Yavana Rashan, Pucci, conform and come my restaurant, Betty, Heldian, Tamami, Subetian, and Pucci, Pinawati, is not no sign, Pucci, Cano Dada, what you also wanted, is the man for the name of Penny name of Rantai, conform my comedy and one set, Betty, why, would you, hey, so me and dumb, hey, now, they come. I shall come down when I come home. Would you move? Hey, say for me and them. Hey, now for me, they come. I shall come down. I've been able to none of you, what it is. The very condom was one tear case. Casquay Ayapo, what they call go away, come away. Mobidia did a bad day. Paddy for you, much woman, a man for a play. What do you work? Now I will show a cannon. Yeah, I smell a fear, Mumia Pier, Yanya, didn't want him. California shit, I quit. Yarina and Mumma, very quick, and I'm saying, Blade Nabana, Dina Hammer, when you have my corridor, public no Siano, I mean, much when you did, I work any. And I didn't want to show me a badge in the D. Koadi Koa, one and a poor sweater, one of Crow Danda, one in a Pinaposia, a Babaso, a Besso, a banker to banker. Can you need a what? Yamatai, one of the young quad was you want to mean kind. Why didn't feelings? What for foreigners? Nani sign, Wabania to you, what kind of Sonoma? And Chacha, when I fit. I said, do that. I've been able to check quad you are, and then Pinaposia, your phone. We had my phone. We are really, Mammy, I've been up with you. Hey, say for me and them. Hey, now for me, they come. I shall come down when I come home. Would you? Hey, say for me and them. Hey, now for me, they come. I shall come down or come home. Would you? Hey, say for me and them. Hey, now for me, they come. I shall come down when I come home. Would you? Hey, say for me and them. Hey, now for me, they come.
I shall condom or come full come. Munye kum, I wear condom honum, says you'll be aquatic, I wish you say California shit or aquatic. Ain't when you know, you might get 2 ranty and Maba for about 8. As time goes on, in our subsequent shows, no, you better a year some of the videos are a year 8 to advert a kai and ranty and Maba was say multiple sexual partners and a unprotected sex, no, a debia a dangerous. Into us saying, you're very careful. More SS, more tertiary. It's very important you get these things at the back of your head. As our Oko Obano, Sanyama Wino, and Nisa Urefi. So if you even want to get involved with somebody when it comes to a year in the moon somewhere, make sure to protect home. Sebio, so multiple partners as well. Sebio, a one out pet and also by sa now unqua any hear me into also making sure say answer no be able compare and an bedano or say upe a year condom a bone who buying. Sebio Yariana a costro or send me to media platforms no a boduru na ya chick Gana mebunu and a Sebio and buy you and maba and Kokurana most one nam Ghana and then Brewana my mushugadadi and then Kokurana most Ghana, Mode Yare Eman Korana Mudi Sika Pomono, time would drive back among some, most Munjais Anquasi Adeno, and there Yababe Nemo Eshemu in Kokra, Mudisa Jumadino. As time goes on, Yadibunimba to TV so more Motata and Korawa school, Yabaman Korana film, Yabaman Korani be educated car pictures, and more videos. Near the better show so I watch the Ghana for say, Wayre, ya catch and say Ukunu on an Amlegon campus, 11 o'clock at the Kamu, about your bits own Mabayano, Yadmunina when you move a church. Ye ba beti say area we so ye nyina be boy homodin hip life for most of the dance hall ne afro pop ba ye afro reggae afro den mu nyina mu infuse we nyina as a message in your songs na ye to me emfa en sakra Ghana. This is very very important, but I say now in Kokora na moko campus no ye ba be twetwa pictures and asempa pa bia ba John Muhammad asempa ba right now about 15,000 students have received disbursement under government no free stress policy. Now remaining students to receive theirs soon after verification. Eyakwachi ofosu enso akasa on na MP Abra Asebuko Amankase traditional area. Eyakwachi ofosu na MP oho. Wakasa o se NDC aban no me no ka sei John Mahama share Ghana for sebio imbebunu a na omoba beko aban school in Twaso tertiary institutions no and aban ka say mo a mo ba beko universities aban universities no mo first year mo school fees no aban NG obia fees second year na mo betuma agi loan e dey Twaso third year agi loan fourth year agi loan now we move on aban shebo John Mahama shebo NDC aban shebo party ni shebo and Ghana mbebunu a omo tertiary institutions aban dia no omo bose enija ba enije aba and enkwara be 15,000 there school fees obutua no ye de omu nyina school fees am say mo ana John Mahama kasa na modi nkantua school fees no because na ebi mu di nkantua school fees no ansa na John Mahama kura eba power sanko for school fees no butua na ekoke mu no and nipa 15,000 and over school fees bi obutua bia aban etua e de am say ni se mutua we a first year student 1 year no first year no dey a free catcher wo maame no papa mama obi anyi sempoa anyi dama John Mahama shebo o shebo so wedi so and then brante ne maba wa o motwahia e wo Ghana around Ghana nyina no obi ani age say ne pese akekere man no ye pe politician ana party o mo ka no kure edi no kure se bi o mo shebo a o mo di so and them no ka say enkwara poly 15,000 ofa enkwara 15,000 gu menhia o mo nko menhia nkwa 30,000 e dai 30,000 enkwara ne bekum sa enkwara ni nyina no John Mahama ban NDC aban say school fees first year o mo tua na o mo a program na starting omo musika ko kemu no ye tua ni nyina ma omo and okọ campuses a enkwara no eni age omo hu de omo nya omo hu. I'm sorry, I'm showing the wrong video. In fact, oba enkwara ni age. when your friends say about papa eba edwene Ghana for home, and now all over the place over Ghana baby enkwara ni age sa enetie and the 1,500, 2,000, 30 million, 40 million enkwara mutua ye omawofo sika ye tua sika ni nyina ma omo back say mo fan ko ma mawofo na sebio baby omo ko bo besia free ye baby asebio omo ekotiti omo mawrem ko fa sika ni free no mo san fan ko to if say aban na aba no e aban a share Ghana for bo e aban a ede no kre ebedi Ghana so se nyoma mu ye din a obeka kire Ghana for nyoma mu aye din mo me antoto nyoma ye na yengina ye na so se nyoma mu ye fo a aban no ene obedidi abom and John Mahama aban NDC aban in the history of Ghana first year tertiary student omo aban school biano aban first year omo sika sebio omo de betua fees no aban se eye free omo krompa omo tua ya na sebio John Mahama nyanwura office no sika ekemu no and the John Mahama aban se me share mo bo me kan no kire mo me pese me di mo so me pese me ma Ghana no efa ne ntoma pefra we mu eye mebunu Ghana no sebio I was say mo omuso efili say oman na omudi ahye yensa no omubetuma nya gidie wom. This is building the confidence of the young Ghanaian. We are making them believe say aban bi ba na oka ade bi ohyebo a odiso a yebetuma nya gidie ewo amabuom. Governance e gidie. Now, when you make the young people believe that governments are not that bad and that they are governments that come for the people's problems, they are governments that come in to solve issues. Say, Yama imbebunu no any omwa enkwara yedi omo chichirema no ebenya gidie ewa abaimu. Ebe hu say political parties are not the same. Political parties, ideologies are not the same. Party bia ewo de ogina so fapema yedete party no. Party bi eyatro ene yedete ebiti se MPP. Omu diatro, omu twa ensam etu nipa so eye politics any sikanti na omu baye. Nso NDC aban we akire say even eye den eye time na omu ni power omu share mebu no omu Ghana ene omawofo bo say omu beye bibia ma sebio eye enkwara omu beko eye den school to aso ana university tertiary institutions a eye aban dia no John Mahama shares abo no na Ekufuado dinatem na Bawumia dinatem na MPP for esopano na omu di NDC for atem say ebeye den no motuma ye efri say NDC no omu kofa sika wen John Mahama ka say maye bida minim se ne chechire man sebio menya kwase a mekotena play mu ama shower edware egu mi so na medware gu omo a omo tua sika no mame no sebio menya jimifo a mebegina nipem abesa eye first year no mame na eye experience nyansa adwenepa ene akomapa ene nimdie a yede chechire man ena mede ba bedi Ghana so enti John Mahama say share sabo no na awofo bi mu krampo adwenemo ayomo sekre ne kakra na omo njindi se aban bi betuma aba ama sa aban no abaye de okaye ende yete ha ejebo ejano abedu John Mahama and the NDC as a government and the Ghana Nibia Kwarabia Oko University Oko tertiary institution a ya bind the biano and the winter fees omo fees omu tua ye krampo no aban bia mba oman mu a yesika kodin wa wasade yesika maye. This is the first time yenya a government Ghana ni etua sika ma sa aban no na aban na kasa dabi we ye wo sika jiwu sika back. This is the first in the history of Africa. Aban bi agi students bi edien sika akasa dabi mesha wobo mesesa sika we momfa ma papa nom mo maame nom mo ankasa nyoma mo behia monji musika na montena classroom na monsua de we need the 42-year agenda saade we be course for the next 42 years enye ende ena ebejai John Mahama ne NDC for opepa ene adwene a omo omo pese Ghana no ya chechire ne ye no say yesesa yensa ya dane yensa sa nyomapa aban we editu ekwemu amaye ne nyina be free yensa the MPP for person be say omo ba na adepa John Mahama ne NDC ye nyina no omo betwam omo be se no ye nyina ye pesa de we ye pesa ye mako school first year omo ntua school fees the second and third and fourth year no omo agi loan e de wie ye pesa oman no ye oman bi a aban etumi kire se aban so ensa e wo ya brabo a ye bom enti moma ye nyina ye nkan humbom the 42-year agenda no e very important. So your MPP for way any opportunity, they will destroy every single thing we are building. It has taken us years to get our country back, to build this nation, to make sure say the yenchiriba ebe peno ye betuma bohomban. Let us protect the yenchiriba ebe ba betoso. The yenchiriba ebe toso no anyway. We are John Mahama ne NDC aban aba. This is what we call thinking about the unborn generation. The next 42 years, akwara bi abewo no Ghana, obeko primary be SS Aba University the first year at the end of the day sa first year ontua school fees. John Mahama ban ekaye. John Dramani Mahama kasa o seyebo o ka kire say yemma gidie na yewo wo Yesu Kristo mu yemfa sa gidie no enhye mu na sebio oye ejane ba no wo politics im o seyebo obedi so wa hye sa abo no odi so. Ghana for it's up to us to make sure that these good things, we protect it. Yambo hombain, yankaya timbom, abain pa, edim puntio, ene sebio, eyedien, ahunya, adia abano, enye. John Mahama ni NDC, omaba, omunji omatnasye, yamwa abain we no omundi sunche. 42 years is agenda. The NDC is for you, the NDC is for me. John Dramani Mahama, wabano, no waba. You are still live on Loud Talents TV. My name is Kevin Koberu Taylor. Intiana some time with some simple questions. Say, Inti MPP epe power omode beye den. MPP epe power na omo peno omode beye den. Mo pe power mo pesa mo ye den. We want to ask. I keep asking this question. It does not matter the amount of insult and all that. Sebio NDC winning power. John Mahama netiso. And I support John Mahama. I support the NDC government, what they are doing. So far, I support everything that they are doing. If something goes wrong, I'll criticize. But I'm not going to ever tell anybody to vote for the MPP because the MPP is a killing machine. It's a party that is not ready to serve. It is a party that is about tribe. It's a party that is about self-wealth. I am never going to tell any Ghanaian to vote for a party that will come in and kill Ghanaians. I'll never do that. But the question I want to ask you people, I am more MPP for to say, to me, more power. What do you need the power for? So much to be checked and somebody to me bear more about day because in Krano in the school no first year money and free. And nyoma abine kan ye nyina no abine air to. Enti more power no still you have not answered the question. More the 2 minutes ye den. Free SHS and ye problem ni ho. Abine cross still eduane na nkrani di na ye papa no peso ye ni ye more. They say me who be a problem ni wo. And the National Health Insurance board ya nipa odaso sika wetua eka wetua and the ejina ne naso enti as we speak National Health Insurance problem ni less hospitals na complaining about obu payment. Now dey pa na mo pesa mo ba power na mo be den. It's a simple question. Mo pe power dey den. Till date obi antumi nka dey MPP for pe power dey mo ko yi flag bearer na wa be den. Obedi president na wa be den. Mo party na mo pesa mo ba power no mo pe power then na mo pesa mo de power ne ye because your problem to see ye wono ye solving nyina nti I don't know sanka problem wo ho and anka ye ntumi solve ya Ghana eka da ye so esi ye tua dollar ye be fa na 17 na ye NDC for and the dollar no was 10 then petrol NDC for be fa no almost 17 and the petrol above mo bedru be 12 now ye busa say e dey pa na esi ano mo pe 2 minutes dia ye mo pesa mo de ye den se mo tumi kirekirem mo de ometum de tumi mo pesa mo de tumi na nka yate ase till date mo nka de mo pesa mo de tumi yes mo ko primaries 2 minutes mo de pesa mo de den. What do you need a power for? A simple question and you people are failing to answer. Mo nya power no mo de ye den because you de tumi ye bibi uji tumi na also tumi de ye bibi and na John Mahama agi a ode ye de ye ni nyina so ye busam se tumi na mo pe no saa tumi no aban papa ba enti mo de ye den. Edie mpa na mo pesa mo ya aban we ntumi nye menim now my mention the John Mahama sababeye. Now this is what we call the 24-hour economy. John Dramani Mahama will launch 24-hour economy. Mahama launches 24-hour economy and export program. 24-hour economy and export program. Now pledges private sector leadership. Now John Mahama launching program we know Saturday no launching no omo say program way a 24-hour economy policy no e 8 pillars ebegina so. Aban way since about power they have always dragged along or always moved along with the private sector. Near to Kroma and another dan kweku for the MPP catcher say Ghana beyond 8. Ebe sin there maintain say MPP ni bie na no aka Ghana beyond 8 da because it was a lie. Yatiana Maka say one district one factory MPP for power omo ba be factories. Buying ABC factories at the end of the day omo catch say oh factory be anywhere na factory be order that any dey dian koto so. Now this NDC government in opposition omo catch them say they want this country to run 24 hours and the 24-hour economy policy they are bringing no they are going to bring the public sector and also the private sector. They made you know from the beginning, say, Abainenqua cannot implement 24-hour economy. And that the bigger force no, will come from drive no, free the private sector. John Mahama share bono, Sebio, a bono share no, Wandanano, no, a bonano, baby ujina. Amende ya launch 24-hour economy. Abano enya butre ejujo machre na yenu anu bi na mo pizza ne asankrigwane bibi no ebi ha ensam na ba muntibi. It me be kire mo 24-hour economy na abano launch no how it is going to impact you as a Ghanaian. And me be is simple. Break it down and make it basic. Send be ya what one say 24-hour economy say pa aban we kan say or the yen be 24-hour no government no NDC aban say or the Ghana for and the be 24-hour economy no. And how is it going to do that? Remember, Aban cannot employ more. Remember, Aban cannot waste a lot of money again on wages. Aban does not have the money. But Aban can create wages from we, the citizenry, the private sector. Aban can work with us in collaboration to raise revenue to, at the end of the day, build this nation. In the 24-hour economy, no, anytime you are betibiano, also who say a wuntina John Mahama de baye. It is yene how we are going to meet the government halfway, and then the 24-hour economy and also. At the end of the day, how many companies now buying B? But the small institutions are buying there at the support. Any other institutions, are buying is going to activate them to work 24 hours. Passport office, some of the hospitals. But the chunk of the job will depend on the private sector. Because the private sector, a Ghana fwa, mwankasa, motitimu moruma, mudi mojuma no, mope se abayin eni mudinsa waswo, na sebi mojuma ni mutre, na abayin sunya honfaso, na munya honfaso, and then your friend of private sector participation in government policy. Inti ende NDC abayin no, the private sector no, abeka dien, amamuhu. Mamen church the munchira 24-hour economy. MPP for Ejimi in 2024. Omudi free SHS policy by from 2020. Omudi hun komosa edrum brebi. John Mahama ka say obese obe review no free SHS ye. Review as such say obesha ade mu kena nyoma bi a enko ye no watene no MPP for led by Akufo-Addo no ba omi ane kwasiafo omuka say review means cancel. And it's a MPP ni so a lawyer or a communicator or a MPO alternative so catch us on free SH on 24-hour economy as senekwasia every say obi on review as say there's no way as any panabeti 24-hour economy as say tie me obi on review as no there is no way it does not matter school awako we give it to the point to say ultimately 24-hour economy as say so do not waste your time on the foolish MPP communicator. It does not matter the title the person carries. We Jimmy if you say won't review as here how can you understand 24-hour economy? So we as Ghanaians I was saying you ignore these fools called the MPP and look at the policies the government is implementing. Ebianese and the enkwara ni aji school ni agin say aban to me and so and aban. So we need to ignore the foolish MPP and look at the policies the government is ready to implement and activate to benefit you and I. Now, yanko into the 24-hour economy. The 8 pillars are ebabe jinaso edi jumano ama ye nyina ho atoye. Now, first of all, mebe kenkan PZ for ntinama dwudwum otumfo nana enya wanka menye. Enie, the 24-hour plus program is designed. You got a 24-hour plus programmer, meaning the other programs are account into a 24-hour economy. And yet, just you can say economy are one thing, but there are a lot of things in the economy, and it's a 24-hour plus because export count. Yeah, the export. Nyoma, you be no krumha na ya ton ediako amanane. Any other things into a 24-hour plus policy no any. Now, it will create 1.7 million jobs within 4 years. Inti Abane say in fear 9 pe 24-hour plus policy we know ebe create in Yuma within 4 years no 1.7 million jobs. Now Obega say, hey, Aban can sa keke. Sa na Akufo-Addo kwasi ampen you obeka can be ekire one district, one factory, one constituency, then ye nwuhwe. Aban we ekire specifications. Baby adwuma no be free aba. Into omanya abote say me CNN, Ghana CNN, loud silence. Ye me kire na afa me nkire mu wie no, ubehu baby a ndwuma no be free aba in afi 4 years no, ubehu ndwuma 24-hour economy plus na edi aba. Entity 1.7 million baby a juman be free aba no na me be chechiro mi e be free aba extended productivity a year beyond the traditional 8-hour workday through shift system. Abane say productivity be kosro now ye ba be ye be expand it and you be bie emre dodo a ana hours dodo a ye adwuma no akọ 3 shift system 8 hours no now boost export ebeboa ama sebio nyoma ye de bekọ abrochiri no enduaba ye bedua no ha cashew ni ade a ye pese ye de kọ abrochiri koton no ebe no so ebema emu peja na nyoma sebio ye kraba no eso beti ene de bema yenya abrofo sika dollar na oman no ensika sem egina ne na so. Now integrate value chain across agriculture, manufacturing, logistics and services. Inti abasa na omo mu ye kua omo asebio omo ye nyoma bi te se omo manufacture nyoma omo so omo ye logistics nyoma any services obi wo ha ebia shazi any omo ye courier services our services no sa nyoma ni nyina betuma besisi eni na ebie ama ndwuma aba ekronim. Attract private investors with 300 to 400 million in seed capital from government and nearly $2 billion in private commitment. Abayin away sika almost 300 to 400 million dollars. Edi si wo say sika ye de be share 24-hour economy no ye de be shem edi astarte. ɛyɛ ne yɛfrɛ no ɛyɛ deɛn getiri a yɛde bɛhyɛ 24-hour economy plus nim into 24-hour plus no into aban $400 million. In fact, so wo hwɛ mu pa ɛyɛ private sector no almost so ankra for person this sika bɛhyɛ no ɛyɛ almost 2 billion. It shows to say ɔman no ankra for ayɛ ready and aban so ayɛ ready a ɔmo bɛka ɔmo ntoma esie ni akyekyere Ghana. Mebɛkyerɛw ɛyɛ impoma ɛyɛ nwɔtwe a aban ɛbɛgyina so ɛde ayɛ 24-hour plus no ama ɔman no 1.7 million job realization no within 4 years no yɛn nsa bɛka na ɛyɛ ndwuma so bɛbie na ɛyɛ deɛ Ghana yɛsikasɛm ɛgyina ne naso. Now CNN na wohwɛ no ɛyɛ Ghana CNN remember Renfi. Now this is how it's going to be. Number 1 no bɛyɛ manufacturing Ghana's industrial future. Now focus and scaling up manufacturing to reduce new exports and increase value added goods. Example, 50 industrial parks across Ghana. Akosombo, Japan, garment park for textiles and apparel export. Kumasi machinery hub for agro processing and light engineering. It focus on bako. And now 24-hour economy ebegyina so no ebeba manufacturing. Say enia yebetumi ayeden, yebetumi aye nyoma na sebio yama enyoma no edimu na sebio aye presentable na yetuma ton yeka say the value aka ho a utumi ya ade bi sebio ade no esombo na emom sibia wa package no sibia ade no wama no egyina ne naso a eye akono no ebia saa ade no untumi nye ne saa aban through the 24-hour economy no aban besides get me the one get me sorry. This is 1. Sorry, I went to 2. This is besides get me the 1. So 2 no air manufacturing. Send a beya ube to me air den add value aka air den nyoma ye manufactured okrom ha into be Ghana nebia or manufacture bibi to say ebia pencil obo also otumi air bibi to say garment intuma aban pese oboa sa indwuma we nyina na sa industries we nyina no sebio omo begina omo na so na omo tumi air den etumi print more na ekoton abroche ye de value ka ho Akosombo Japan garment park for textiles and apparel export. Sa companies in nyina wo ho aban e de sa sika we bi e behyem ema ombetumi ayentuma papa sebio Chinese de na ye kraba no ye betwa so na Ghana so yetumi aye bi kese wo ha ya dodo no wo ha na yetumi aye den akoton bi wa abrochiri enjuma nkura nketwa so a omo ye entuma ho dwuma a omo print ntuma eye ntade no omo so aban de sika behyem na omo gina omo na so na omo ye dwuma che se ne be ya eye den oman no sikasem ebebiem na sebio eye den eye ankura so edwumadi omudi no omusikasem ebegyina ne naso. Now we the second point. Now second pillar. The first pillar no enie. I'm sorry, I skipped the first pillar. The first pillar is about growth. Now the growth no agriculture for sovereignty and sustainability. Almost ekuya enso adie bia 24-hour plus no eno so ebedi ntintiman pa. Now revitalizing agriculture through climate smart tech enabling farming. And an example would be Eden Volta, transforming the Volta basin into West Africa's breakfast. And a year Shikpon, urban farming using smart irrigation in Accra and Kumasi. And a Ablekuma parks. And a year agroecological zones with irrigation, solar power, and processing hubs. So this is also another pillar of the 24-hour plus. Now, about ekuya, yabese ekuya, sebio ekuya, da ekuya debia yebetumi sebio yere ashim, ebeme yenuane, enye ekuya ye nende ya na ekwo na sebio asay into your friend sustainable agriculture. Agriculture ebede no ho. See, a cassia de sick shema, a debia, a yedum pempenso be a yenya betuma fidi ho, yebetuma adi aduane bi so efidi ho ne atombi. Eno na 24-hour economy no ebeden, ede eniso ebesi so. Inti eno no bi ne say, okọ be say Volta region. Sa insuo a eda Volta region a sebio amanfo frɛ no the black voter, I think so. Sa insuo say, insuo bi a ekọ eman efa Ghana sebio efa baby bebre etumi kopie amanfo froso aban say omo pese omo make use of that insuo no se ne be ya omo sa insuo no omo didwa omo pese omo de omo nyoma ba ekrom ebi so ede nyoma efa ko nkro so enku adwuma ene ade no aban no ebepe den ekwan bi so use insuo ni ye se ebi a ship kwan no besi so na sebio afa sa insuo no so ekọ na eba na ekuafo omo ho etumi de den omo enyoba anase omo omo products nyina no eguso na omo de ba krom na omo beton aban no be utilize saa nsuo ni ye se ne be ya ekuafo a omo ho ni nyina no se bi omo nyina nso omo ye kua na omo nnoba no anase omo nyoma na omo bedua no ebetumi afine ni way aba de ekrom omo so enya omo sika nti aban be use we nyina example saa nsuo na eda ahonama mu no aban pese eye saa nsuo a Ghana ekuafo be use a se bi technically ebe a transport channel a eye nkuafo a omo wo saa nkronkro a etwa eye Ghana ho hia omo da saa nsuo na no nyina no omo nyina nso ebetumi eyusu saa nsuo no ede omo nduaba ede abade ekrom omo wo bibi ti say eye Shikpon urban farming using smart irrigation in Accra and Kumasi and a 24-hour economy no ye ba be ye mfuo e okrom na eno no ka kire obi o ka say ebe de wa ye fuo okrom and the oba abrochira yetumi si edan tenten obekɔ so no my garden wɔ soro ebi wɔ ha utumi kɔma ntembi na yaka sɛ area ha de yendua yensi dan wɔ ha ye be green ha nyinaa na de ayɛ a particular small farm ɛyɛ tech ɛyɛ de irrigation ye betuma connecting nsuo ama no sebio ye betuma wɔ small ɛyɛ farms in the city and me makɔ Italy there are so many of them there okɔ Europe some of the countries are ebi wɔ kɔ edan no so no obon sɛ yɛ garden wɔ soro saa nyoma no na aban no ɛpɛ sɛ 24-hour economy no Mekai se John Mahama eka enkokon ketinkiti ende asamwajan mu nyina akesefo kra eje nkokon ketinkiti adwuma ne ye ende Ghana uyi imbebunu tena nipa beye enan ara enum omu nyina are into poultry farming. That is what the 24-hour economy wants to do. It wants people to control their own future, be their own farmers, be their own bosses. Inti even a kromu krampo no obeka se na me ameti kromu de ebede na metuma yekua John Mahama ni 24-hour economy policy na aba no mo amoti eye ekurom kurati Kumasi tenkran no mo betumi take advantage of it. Your modern kind of farming, you don't need to go deep in the forest to farm. You can be in the urban areas, you can still do eye farming. Irrigation system here good. Technology aba etumi eboa emetumi ye small gardens in the city is also part. Amafo betuma to asho mo say unia ye nam nkran ye pensase a eye obi dia se bi onye ready say obi developing this year ye pese odi asase ma 6 years the ben say ye ba be ye de fish pond ye ba be dua de garden eggs. We are going to make it in such a way say we are going to make sure say the value be ka ho ye be export it. That is small nketenkete na about together a country becomes economically independent, and these are some of the things 24-hour economy now oko the third pillar our 24-hour economy mo a me chirechire mo akire utie Ghana CNN very very important. Now third pillar near builds 24 infrastructure for integrated growth. Now, focus will be on building the fiscal backbone for 24-hour productivity. Examples will be rehabilitating the roads and bridges in trade corridors. Also, inland water transport on Volta Lake and strategic air cargo hubs for exports like pineapple and pharmaceuticals. Into 24-hour economy, no, abang any private sector na into the abang person and say infrastructure so ehia pa. Into abang edneni eba beko de enkwan ana ekwan ahodro ewo Ghana ekwan ehia pa say e was sa kwan ye na ema edwuma ye no se bi ebe wawa. Inti ekwan any bridges bia aban hu ni say very vital. Sa bridge we ya ekuafo nnuane e fa so no so much into also we dey important. Aban say 24-hour economy no sika ye dey abehye no enu bi na ye dey ba be select some of the bridges any enkwan bia e wo se ye obebi a farming area. So person implement 24-hour economy. Now we bridge that gap between the city and the villages. Sa kwan wan ya enuane na entumi nti sa kwan no ene sa bridges no aban say because of the 24-hour economy no eno say ade bia omoni ebesi hu a omo be make sure say omo ayesa anyoma no eba inland water transport na me catch no Volta Lake no eno so be use insuo no sebio ede didwuma sa insuo no entumi ntene nkokwa e say entumi de kodo bi siso sa kodo no ebeko tire tutire ekuafo omo kwan no hu nyina no obi abetumi afa ne nyoma ede akọ the next city the next town to make sure say business is up and down obi a dwuma koba sebia ye koba no na sika efa nipa nsem na oman no emu bie sebia obi wo ha onyanko be yekua oni ekua ni we be yedwuma nanso se ne be obefiri bebi owo no akọ bebi ekua ni wo no ensuo so na wo so fa oni ekwan bi obefa so interbind the canoes, a boat, ebesisi sansuo so na a transporting for any aduane any services. Send a beya, sebio obi oha oti baby, and so betuma fan so akoye dwuma no aba. Sa anyo eboa ema the economy ejina na so. About pharmaceutical services na any production companies na aban so making sure the 24-hour economy no strategic air cargo hubs and also ye betumi aye bibia omo ye inro omo so asebio omo eye bibi te say abrobe any nyoma bi baby omo wono ebia eye access to those places na adding aban ebefa kwan bi so nyoma bi wo ha I was say ye try na yetumi ema ne beka eye ensa e okrom no aban ebetoto ema sa nyoma ni nyina so ejina na so. These are all part of the 24-hour economy policy eye NDC aban 9 8 pillars are ejina so inti enye just one statement obia be hwehwem I dey say eye enama mpecie no uhwem a dia wo pe no na we now oko the fourth pillar 24-hour plus no enie eno eye culture, creativity and tourism for jobs. And focus no on monetizing Ghana's culture, asset, and creative industry. Examples in a tourism cluster along Volta Lake and Cape Coast. And also support for film, music, and fashion export, diaspora engagement through heritage tourism. So basically, tourism and so any creativity, culture, and also one part of 24-hour economy. They'll look at how they can convert some of our cities into tourism hubs. Maybe this is a Volta region. People want to travel on the lake, the Volta Lake. They don't know how to do it. I buy able to me the boat. This is so it will be a tourist attraction and for transport tourist. I call the back and and send them across the Volta region all the way to the central region. I'm on 4%. Or we use some of the rivers or hono. These are all the things that are buying here. Inti ewo 9 bebre enya yakaze 24-hour economy pa MPP for Jimmy Tomonti asie bibi to say support for film, music and fashion export nyama bebre o ha ye industry na film industry no omu hia aban pese ohyemu kena na ejina ne na so se ne be ya yebeso yebetuma di dwuma ama ye sini twa na ye twa no ejina ne na so aban pese odi sika hyem omom pese omko into film acting omom pese omko into production omom pese omko into creating stars out of the industry no omom pese omo so omo export talent ni nyina no is part of the 24-hour economy aban pese ombeja the tourism industry no behind. They don't want to leave the creative the art behind. They want to also move them or tag them along. Now, where the fourth pillar. Omo mo abroche so mpeso mne Ghana din sa woso eba 24-hour economy na aban ebe making sure say we set the pace no to make it easy for people to connect. Omo mpese omo so idiom culture baha no aban will make sure it becomes very easy. The Foreign Affairs Ministry, the Tourism Ministry, they will make sure they build a platform. It will be a conveyor belt. It will be the propeller. So the omo mo abroche no mo fie no omo betime din sa woso na ye exchange what we call intellectual mindset when it comes to tourism and how to export them and also share ideas. Heritage, any tourism, no. These are things that the government and making sure the 24-hour economy no. Pillar number 5 no any. Pillar number 5 are 24-hour plus the business no ebini. Now, supply chain and market system efficiency. Focus now will be on fixing logistics and market access bottlenecks. Example, cold chain networks for perishable exports, digital trade platforms for SMEs, and multimodal transport linking farms to ports. Inti Abine say the fifth pillar 24-hour economy plus is simple when it comes to cold chain network for perishable export. Now, eba nyoma ebi say tomatoes, moko, nyoma bia ye twa ya e wo say sebio ye tumi ton no. Adekudi ntia eba Ghana titru obi a tomato seller, obi a oton or garden egg tomato farmer, garden eggs farmer, obi a onion farmer. There na ema omunyoma no obi a mango farmer, obi ha nyoma e prontem. Aban say 24-hour economy woman who say nyoma bebre o Ghana ehye anase esi omo ye saa ekuafo no esi omo kwan ema oman no enya ho mfaso no omo so nya ho mfaso. Obi ha otumiti anka botto be 50 na egu baako. Sene beya ode botto no anka no beduru krom na yetuma beduru bebi a wo se dunia ye de kɔ amano ne kura kɔtɔn no na ye den. Aban se 24-hour economy no omo di omo ni behwe saade no sene beya omo sebi omo yekuafo a omudua nyoma e prontem no sene omudua ba no anase omutwa omnyoma na ebedu kromu ntem sene be ya so omo eye den kra saa nyoma no omo de e kwa amano ne ebia Togo Benin krampo na ebetumi aye ntentem wano a empro wo mu nsem ema omodwuma mu nyina enye kwa nti aban no ebe den ebe make sure say saa nkofo na omudua nnuaba e prontem no nani beko omo ho na wafa ekwan bi so a omnyoma no omutwa omude betumi abaden abakro mu ntem se freezer no begu omra begum transportation of those things no ebetumi aba intentem nti ombe set up eyeden akwan a ombetumi afa so a saa nyoma ni nyina no ebeba krom yebetumi atombi na yatombi so amano ne na oman no enya ho eyeden sika digital trade platforms for SMEs eno so wa wonim ompese omo make sure say amanfo omoye ndwuma nketenkete omoye omankasa small medium enterprises no small companies na omo Ghana no aban pese or find a way a omo so betuma ton omo nyoma ewa bruchire ene Ghana se ne be ya enye edin ebe easy amomo eno no omo betuma build platforms amomo a and the small shop bi ehye okankwa sa small shop no obi betumi ato bibi efri no ho etua no online ama ne nsaka sa nyoma no courier services beba enti aban no ebeboa ema ndwuma chochopo anketenkete no kra no omo so ewo aban edien krata so a ompese ombo omo so omo nyina omo boa na omo nyesika enti so small shops the companies omo we mantem no aban enje omo wechire aban de omo nyina beka ho omo build platforms omo obi to kankwe na ne stock ketua bi nyoma ketua bi na oye enso tumi ton nyoma e okumase ni nyina ne sene aban ebe use the digital platforms no to make sure say people get access to a year almost services into the account multimodal transport linking farms to port into Aban is looking at how to link Ekuafo Omofuno to a central part of the country and also to the port. Senebeya say Aban to me connected the trains and the roads and the bridges are ya tamo nyomana say the port direct to the port. Say wo shipade twan nyomani free baby wona farmer service center no so be boy Ekuafo nyoma mo ye no ejina na so into utwa nyoma na yeje edwa de ekọ nti saa na aban ne 24-hour economy no policy no ne 9 na the number 5 no the jane na so number 5 no eno no aka just say 8 pillars and 24-hour economy no ejina so. Now, number 6 no capital for inclusive and strategic investment. Focus no will be on unlocking finance for businesses and infrastructure. Example ni bini say Strategic Value Chain Development Funds SVCD and funded partly by levies on import, time of use electricity tariffs to lower nighttime production costs, and a tax rebate up to 50% for 24-hour operations. Into Strategic Value Chain Development fund, funded partly by the levies. Into the Omubabe say strategically, Omubabe making sure say when it comes to value chain now. Sika sebio omudi beshem amanejina na so when it comes to the things we manufacture and the kind of businesses we are going to do, which all fall under 24-hour economy. No, sa nyoma no, they are going to fund it partly by the levies on import. Into nyoma na sebio yebe kraba no, taxes yebe toso no, sa nyoma na yebe ba no, ye yisu kakra ene sa nyoma abai benya kakra no, eno ene yebe share sa value chain development num. Sene be ya ye krom ha, nyuma ewa ha no so begina omo na so. Into abai is strategically trying to cut down the number of the amount of import eba kronim. Now ya a lot of export. Send a man for the bedi, bedi jar, or mesika. Now the yeni kraba no ebe kitwebi. So strategically, the government wants to build their economy locally stronger. They want our economy to be more attractive. Yebenya more revenue than basically spending money to bring in things. Now about a time of use electricity tariffs. The abandonment say the policy be so eba. More mobile fall under 24-hour economy voluntarily. Mobile enroll our 24-hour economy plus more electricity no aban be share aka ho sama mo. Sebio asemesia only 24-hour economy so 2,000 ubetua de ewo form echensa aban ebe make sure say sa mo mobile join 24-hour economy bia mo enroll voluntarily no mo light bill some mo scania sama mo di bo adwuma through anadwo no mo boa afa adwuma no mo sika mo light bill no aban ma mo special meters ebeti aba form muntia to say omo 24-hour economy policy nim and a tax rebate up to 50%. Mo mobile voluntarily. Mo ankasa makoma pem mobile join 24-hour economy no eba mo tax mo betua no aban at the 50% bechawo into other 24-hour economy no so na say wutua tax let's say roughly 2 million Ghana cedis aban at the 1 million bechawo because of your contribution, because also who fanipa, because also who ye juma at the revenue ma aban ma Ghana for ma hono aban ebe making sure say o tax no you better so 50% send e be ya obeboa ama Ghana no ejina ne na so we 24-hour economy policy no 8 pillars ejina so no and a michi machro we Ghana CNN Loud Silence TV and I will share mema refi. Now, point 7, human capital development and no focus equipping Ghanaians with skills for a 24-hour economy. Examples libini. TVET alignment with industrial needs, digital skill training for youth, entrepreneurship boot camps for informed sector workers. So basically, when it comes to human capital, nipa nankasa yeti krodum no aban pese opekwan bi so na ode de ode boaye ma ye nankasa no ye nyini ewo ye ndwuma ya yeyem ye nya nyansa sebio yetumi esua nyoma na yetumi boaye ma ye ndwuma ye beye no eno so etumi de mfaso ebre oman no so pese o ye 24-hour economy a unhia nipa omwo kroma omunim de omoye sebio omo won sa ne dwuma senio edwuma ombedi no ebetumi aboa oman na aboa omonso ma omotiye intaban ne se eba TVET amatia yese enko school enko sua ensano dwuma a aban de be 24-hour economy nim se na be ya enkwara na sebi omeko TVET no aban betumi alenke enkwara na de ama industries wa Ghana into uko TVET no na uko sa school no na uko sua ensano dwuma sa school na enya din se obenya dwuma e wo industry bi because aban be di ngine mu ama wo se wo so no sa school a uko enti wo ensano dwuma we o pese wo specific job bi aban be boa ama sa a facilitate ama sa dwuma no wenya enti skill ni nyina de human capital ye develop Ghana mbebunu no ama mo nyansa ne dwuma na aban no through the 24-hour economy no omotumi so aboa ma wenya edwuma enti TVET no omo de align anase omo de join 24-hour economy no enti mo amoko TVET no mo nko school wie mbetena fie mo nko school ewie abenya edwuma efise aban nim se wo wie a wo nsa ne dwuma enti obenya bebi akɔhye eba digital skill training for youth eno eba omo be join 24-hour economy no a digital training mbebunu na mobeko into digital training for computer coding program abe sa coders here chiro any other people who fall under the digital economy no sa skill training mu wia the aban ben say obeboa na sa nkwara no so enya bebi ahye abo edwuma into this all falls under 24-hour economy. Job creation, jobs, you need to look for it, you need to chase it, you are going to get it. Entrepreneurship boot camps for informal sector workers. Sebio your onkophobia Oma tomade ache, oma didwa ache, oma nko school, nanso eba edwadi a obwa. Ya ma amenu bebre tete kantamanto, tete kejetia, oma nko school da, enso oma didwa akwa enim. Sa nko ofori nya yentumi nje omo echire. Aban ebe pe kwan bi so, enso achire omo sene be ya ende modern edwadie sene ekọ ende digitalization nti u didwa kura oye oba ma papa na ebia wanko school cry this usro aban no ebe make sure say omo be create avenue ama ya ma menem na ye de omo so ba kan omo mate ase ene 2025 yi se ne edidwa sabi kofo nyoma kura wo sehwia sabio eje se betena ka ma na mekọ e wo se me friend nipa bi e wo se me tumi share me contact e wo se omo hu se be do time we e wo se omo hu se nyoma na me beto no ye calculate a metuma send sika na amomo through digital platform ye be kire omo se ne omo bekọ kwan so se na bebi omo metuma bukom hotel kura ansa na omo duru ho nipa omo kosi omo so enti sa boot camp ni nyina no omo kire omo informal sector sabio omo ko school so omo didwa na se omo ye dwuma bi na aban de omo beka 24-hour economy no omo aboa ama oman de gina ne na so enti aban no enje obia we chiri pillar na etoso number 7 enie number 8 pillar 24-hour plus no ebegina so no enie eba governance and civic engagement. Focus now will be on driving implementation, monitoring and national ownership. Examples will be civil mobilization through religious, academic and youth groups, public sector reforms to support 24-hour service delivery, and a performance dashboard to track progress. It's basically the way governance and civic engagement in action said, aban everyone who money we did a 24-hour economy no obema Ghana for atiase in chechem no bekoso ombeboa ama sorry any inkuo nyina atiase na yetuma kyerɛkyerɛ ho na ye nyina so yetumi de saa adwene no ene emmoa no aboa aban ama Ghana ni bia begia tum say 24-hour economy no it does not matter baby a wo ye adwuma de wo ye ekuanu o medicine o engineer o fito ye nyina nyina ye fall under it at a specific area place inti ye nyina ye benya adwene pa e de atutu ye ho for akyekere ye ho in sorry schools groups youth organizations ye nyina no aban se obeboa e de sika kakra hyem na yetumi akyekere ye ho ama saa adwuma de we ejina ne na so inti fapem in watwe e na 24-hour plus in ejina so John Mahama lanche na munyina monte ase se aban we omka omoye Ghana CNN na wutie no medwudwam ama PZ fo nyina ate ase enti sa wote so bi ka 24-hour economy meka se enya de ba akopeu bebre aban ene ankrankra ene ebeto om nsa adi nsawoso ama 24-hour economy we ejina ne naso mema kwase bi gojina bebi se 24-hour economy e den ende ma kirechirem mama Ghana fo hu bebi a obi a hye omom nko school hyem omom akọ school hyem omom asebi omusa hyem omom wa hyem sebi omom ni fra kura hyem we Ghana ekuafo hyem mesinfo hyem de driver fo hyem me obi a hyem build ema obi a abe join ne a build economy no ne a build Ghana for in 24-hour economy plus no no. Now, what's the time? 7:25 team. Are we good? 11:25 in Ghana. Mama minjuja we mu na yampon. This story is very important to me. You see, a year on the 16th of July, a year GRA will begin implementation of postponed energy sector levy amendment. A year 1 CD9, you better 2 petrol so. Sene be ya petrol no. Sebio enkodu 17 sene be ya yebetumi abo yenyire mu nkane ho ban no Ghana fo nyina overwhelmingly yenyina agitumi say yepe and the abane say bibia atokwan mu 16th of a year this month no sa implementation no yetetua 1 city na yemfa emwa say kanea no begina so tua 1 city na yemfa nhyehyɛ yen kanea asɛm yie tua 1 city na sene be ya Ghana eye yen sensem fa yen kanea ho nyire mu nkane ho no ebegina ne na so tua 1 city pe time NDC ba power na petrol was 17 cities and the petrol ending 12 cities. Aban said to 1 city na sa 1 city no utie wi a eye kanea nsam eye yen nyam kanea ye bre nyoma bia enkoye no sa sika no ye de be hye yen kanea semu se ne be ya yen kanea gina so a yo dwuma so be koso inti Ghana for ya atum obi ani wa se bi odibu ofu na ye top petrol 17 and ye top petrol 11 na ye de 1 city to so na kodu 12 a adentina so Ghana for ko ye nyina akyekere ho yate ase sa aban beji eto nketenkete na sa eto no abenya emfaso aba mfaso amaya adentina yentua ye etua to na nse ye hu se mfaso aba so enti eto no eba na nyansa wo ma ye nyina ye bekasa na yetua se nyansa ni ma ye bekasa etia eto we eye 1 city on petroleum product no nyansa wo enti ye nyina agi atum se betua enti Ghana for GRA say from the 16th of ayedie af mosumi we wo mu no ye be start etua 1 city no e wo petrol bia ye beto so wa unika no problem omo ka no omo to a enya de a omo betu lorry fam efri se petrol no 17 Ghana so petrol no do 17 to 18 Ghana and e be start aka se da bi aban de obeto ye no went man to so me no ka say aban betu petrol no 17 e wo 10 and 11 enya de e be kasa until petrol no be do 17 no ye nkasa inti be be eduru de ye betua 1 city no ye betua 1 city ma ban no ama ye nkane na gina so me no ka say boso be miensa kane na gina so pimpin pampi te say mosi ni bibi ni nyina kire say aban na omote so no omunim nyansa hwede aban na ye sorry get out ECG under NDC yes ni and the energy minister kasa na de no kan o say ECG raises 1.6 billion of 2.5 billion target in 6 months. NDC abanka say omo be di oman so a bosumi nsia da enim no omo be make sure say ECG betu be raise 2.6 billion. And the meno ka say bosumi nsia no abakọ NDC aban etume raise 1.6 billion. We na kire aban a aye ready say ebeko ketahye ebeginem ama menewo. I'm making sure say sa sika na ekufuado na aban no omo ese no sa aban we abase omo beboaye. Now in just 6 months no 2.6 no project here no omo tumenya mu 1.6. This is unprecedented. When aban a omo nim nyansa when abanya etoto nyama. So imagine after 7 years, after 3 years, after 4 years, sa nyoma omri atoto kwemu no se ni nyina so aba na ejina na so na ECG krono ekoso no abani yi ni nyina friwa. We can make over 2.6 billion in less than 3 months. So this is good news. The government is working. The government is being proactive. The government is sealing all the loopholes. Nipebi na omode boy krono MPP for ekufuadomo omudi wiaye and the aban esi ho kwan enti ye nyesika enye kura ntise payday. At least we have been able to raise 1.6 billion. 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, ECG was making losses every month. Until we need to be very appreciative of where we are today. And I know we are going to do better. This government, this energy minister, they are helping this nation. They are building Ghana. Reset na NDC kind, reset no baby who say it is the best. Now, share the echo. And the NDC are buying say through the energy minister, almost say, yes, when it comes to government institutions. And the minister said government agencies to be moved to prepaid meters. A buying offices bebre, you have light is so. Light na for security. But in your maybe I is so and for so. And the NDC are buying say government agencies are buying in human yinano, you be prepaid. It is our prepaid, a cow budget on. Into want to mean can't say, oh yeah, agency way, your mouse we suffer light. Now about 1 week, because a light nasa. You need to prove to us how was our light in the sun 1 week. Now you have internal auditors. Sir, you be auditing moi. I was so much sika modo talk how long it lasted. Into right now, I buy say postpaid, I buy agencies in you be year free ho. I buy agencies in better light. Into I buy agency be also a budget. So you need to use your budget wisely. And you say, no maybe wo na some more say no, na some muja kania ni so unnecessarily. No maybe wo amudi energy ya mu say if otumi kwa aban edwumam na e just ceiling fan so the whole day. Ebi wo ha ye pon na e ja air condition so aban say san kwase ade no ye betwam. Se sia no government agencies no mu nyina mo ba be use prepaid. Obi antumi nja kanea nsiso, obi antumi nja air light nsiso, obi antumi nja ceiling fan nsiso, obi antumi nja air condition nsiso, obi antumi waste energy biom. Wow, we are the head of that agency, it is your responsibility to make sure say budget e amount no where you be e de akoto kanea. So where you now the koto kanea no now we say kanea na it is up to you to answer questions to the Auditor General. Inti aban e de emra eba said no and now we will not have people wasting government money through the utilization of electricity unnecessarily. In Sisiano, a buying through the minister no Abeka say a buying agency bia be use prepaid, and this is a good one. Remember, Osha Ghana CNN being at the cabinet called Editorial. Now you're about to finish it and the show no, it's exactly 7:32. We have been on air for 2 hours, 53 minutes. Let me strike some 20 minutes. And I'll share a topic now. Yeah, show this now. Simple. This was our topic of the day. The caption was that we side with the NPP. We side with the NPP. And this was your flyer and saying an here. Ubeka say, hey, Kevin Taylor today is siding with the NPP. You supporting NPP. NPP for say, Ablekuma North, elections na, Electoral Commission say, Omoba beyen biom in some constituencies, NPP for say, enya dia, omo supporti, omo pene, omo court. Now, this is the candidate NPP for Edenebawa Ablekuma. Easy for some rerun. Now, the reason why I support the NPP on this is that the NPP almost every right to say the EC the EC does not have the right to rerun the elections. In fact, per the laws so kind rana I will say EC a court in kwa and a high court in kwa and a bit to me amasa directive and a direction say yanko near EC enko rerunning election EC in kwa to mean sorry and free demo bekase Ghana Ablekuma North election organized in fact yenya problems binti adiachi in the next 2 days 10 days yes elections I don't agree with the EC and I support the NPP 100%. I support them because they also took part in the elections. We need to listen to them. And at the end of the day, they have all the right to demand answers. They have all the right to make sure, because to them, they believe it's we need elections, And to the NDC to believe it's almost we need elections, And as we speak now, when the NPP say election, Simuno omu wini na EC entumi nyi constituencies bi say omu nkoto aba na yesan kind of no omu ntiase, and I support it because in principle no it is right. Because near Tiana EC ba parliament beka kire Ghana for say Ablekuma enya de omu beye rerun bia if we say it will go against idea democracy. Boss when I started a better parliament kire inti from the EC's own mouth, rerun isn't part of the issue. The whole thing that we were waiting for the EC to announce the result. In fact, when the EC came to Parliament, Ghana for say they only need police protection. When they get the police protection, they can announce the results. They don't care the intimidation. When say Ghana Police Service and more security now. So I don't know how. The EC about Chabaka said no. Constituencies be omuni MPP ni NDC akasa. MPP for say omuni dinkomobia. MPP for say omuni EC any meeting bia. Until they are not going to adhere to those things EC is saying, and that they are going to instruct their lawyers to go to court and challenge the decision of the EC. And I support that 100%. In fact, this is the General Secretary of the NPP, Bumi Ntieno.
If there are three outstanding coalitions that are yet to be done, only 2 are found in the 19 polling stations that the Electoral Commission has presented to us. Leaving Glory Land Hotel Odoko 1A. So what we want to ask the Electoral Commission is that when was the collation for Glory Land Hotel Odoko done? That's the question. That's the question to Madam Jane Mensah and the commissioners. That we want to find out from you. Where is Glory Land Hotel Odoko 1A? With the polling station code C161205A. Because NDC, MPP, we all know, even the Electoral Commission, your presiding officers, your returning officers, they know that we have not collated the results in that polling station. So how come it is not part of the 19 polling stations? That's why I said, if you want to lie, you'll be exposed.
That's all right, and I support Pentium 2. For the first time, I support the General Secretary of the NPP. Omobusa a simple question, say, Electoral Commission, Glory Land Hotel, Odoko, I know that place. Eye 1A, sa eye polling station, coalition mo yen wing. So the NPP, they have all the right to go to court. And nobody can intimidate the NPP and say, I don't know court. They have the right. And from the General Secretary's statement, they have factual, they have questions demanding for their reasonable answers. Because the EC cannot just tell them, say, I adiachi, more MPP for Monsolembra, na no, it doesn't work like that. This is a political party, and we hear answers. They also invested in the elections. In fact, they are the second biggest political party in Ghana. They were just in power. Free power. Until we cannot just say free power until the Mensa Electoral Commission will have to just come out with any result and say running. So I support the General Secretary of the NPP. In fact, our minority leader Kramponu spoke on this matter. This is the minority leader.
Member of this house filed an urgent question, which question compelled the EC to come here. A lot of supplementary questions were asked. The deputy chair, Dr. Bosman, sitting in for his boss, told us that all they need is security to enable them finish the 3 polling stations. I ask a question: what has changed? Mr. Speaker, we should be careful as a democracy how we are managing this democracy. Mr. Speaker, today we have a member in this chamber from Domikwabenya, because when it was left with some few polling stations, EC relied on tally cards. Aden Michael Kwe Jr. onu di onye nipa onye Ganini. Michael Kwe Jr. protested, but he did not protest with violence. He did not carry his constituent to the EC Collation Center. He expressed his disagreement in a civil way Today, we have our colleague Akurugu in with us because EC used tally cards to complete the collation process. And when it is clear that the EC was on course to complete this process, we are being told today that there's going to be rerun of some constituencies. It is unfair, it is unjust. Is it the case, and I don't want to believe that that is the case, that the recent public comment by some senior politicians is what is compelling EC perhaps to secure their job? They want to succumb to the whims and caprices of certain extremists or certain hardliners. It is not fair. Maybe today this thing is helping some other people. Tomorrow it may be their turn. Mr. Speaker, with all of this said, I would humbly plead with my colleague opposite me to program the EC. We just received Prime Minister Modi talking about our strides in democracy. Let us not wish them away. In the sub-region, many countries wish they were Ghana. They are not Ghana because they took the institutions for granted, and today they are paying dearly for it. Let's not say to ourselves, had I known. EC must come here and brief us why, in spite of their being unequivocal, they have now changed course.
So this is the minority leader, Kasongo 99, Afenyomakin. Onoswa Kasa. Osia. The question the Omontiase. Democracy in your practice. Onu Nigeria MPP 88 or parliament. The EC and NCA. Aya then I will organize elections. Now some places to crown pa you expect to say ube timide wankasa wonko fo akwa kenkan. Aya den abano de obi anya ye no. Sebi o nkrata bi so kura na otrochro de be kire Ghana fo abra adanse krampo ni wo say sa numbers na wo de kire Ghana fo ne MPP fo ne NDC fo no sebi o enkire say ekokrata mu okasa no say Ghana fa ahudie no ehia enti eni say sebi o mo MPP fo o mo kasa say nyoma nkoye a wo say age o ma no si bone na sebi o mo te Ghana no isi no eba parliament be ka kire o mo say eye abana sebi eto no eye Ablekuma north no abane de omo hia police protection pe na o mabobo aba no eye den na de chen ya sebi o isi asa betena ho ka se eye abano e o se asa akoto no foforo e wo sebi o impeso bi so now okasa no o see eye afenyoma kene kasa no o see eye Electoral Commission for ana nipa bi insem bi o mo ka se omo dwuma omo ye no enso eni no e o se esesa omo no eno na ahye omo soma ende omo tu anamon we ana on a normal day anka ensema MPP ka General Secretary ne ka afenyoma kenka on a normal day anka a normal people speak na anka betiase. But when the same animals, the same fools, some kwasiafu from MPP4, when these same people at the end of the day decided to protect an electoral commission or electoral commissioner who wasn't consistent in her delivery or in their delivery, these same animals, they defended J. Mensa. Now, say Asiedun Ketia Betina TV so say the Electoral Commission leadership, they need to be sacked. Kwasiabe Nebetimaka Asiedun Ketia wasn't speaking the truth. Afenyomakin and the General Secretary of the MPP, they were justifying what Asiedun Ketia said last week, that the EC is not consistent. The EC cannot do its job. The EC cannot be trusted. Asiedun Ketia make a statement, or Ghana for the reason why he believes, as an individual and the chairman of the NPP, NDC, they should sack the EC bosses. If we say the EC bosses who are not consistent, are dangerous to our democracy. This is the same electoral commissioner. Election 2020, or my results, bear 7. The same Electoral Commission, led by Bosman, led by Jane Mensah, and that twerp, that is part of them. This is the same Electoral Commissioner. Omoba Parliament, say they are going to announce the results. They need the IGP to just give them men. This is an Electoral Commission leadership who are liars, who are thieves. I support the MPP. They are justifying the reason why we don't need Jane Mensah and Bosman Asare at the Electoral Commission. I support the MPP for every single thing they have said. It shows clearly, say, the EC, they lie. It shows clearly, say, the EC cannot be trusted. It shows clearly, say, the EC is not consistent. It shows clearly, say, there is some deficiency in the leadership of the Electoral Commission. The NPP, as the biggest opposition, they have raised red flag about the competence of Jane Mensah and her subordinates. I am not the one saying. In fact, the NPP today, they have basically confirmed as say we need to sack the Electoral Commissioner. We need to sack the Electoral Commissioner and her deputies, because if we don't, the next elections, they will bring this country down. We were waiting for a political party to come out and confirm what Asiedun Ketia said. We were waiting for a political party to come out and tell the world to say, Jane Mensah is a liar. Bosman is a liar. Whatever they came to say in Parliament was a lie. And today, the MPP, they have justified that. They have made Ghanaians know, say, Jane Mensah needs to go. Bosman needs to go. The other executives of more Electoral Commission, they need to be sacked, because we can't have an Electoral Commission that comes to Parliament to lie to Parliament. We can't have an Electoral Commissioner who comes to Parliament and lies to Parliament and goes out there to do a different thing. In fact, the law says that if you want to rerun an election, it is only the court that can give you that permission to do that. The Electoral Commission is breaking the law. So why is the Electoral Commission saying that we have to go and do a rerun when they know, say, so the NPP is right. NPP for the Omokan, and then it is right. Jane Mensah and the Electoral Commission are wrong. We need to make sure we get rid of them. We need to sack them. The NPP, because I don't believe, say, or I don't think, say, after your marking tomorrow will come and tell me, say, upon all the things he's telling me, upon all the things the General Secretary of the NPP, they are telling Ghanaians, they will suggest that the EC boss and his deputies should continue, because they have already told us that they are incompetent. The NPP, they have told us that what Asiedun Ketia was saying, that they were criticizing, they now know that Asiedun Ketia is a prophet. It's a slim mosquito who is a prophet. And that the slim prophet, his words have come to pass. So the NPP today, yes in our politics. Now NPP for Omonomye Judas no. First Asiedun Ketia ka so on kanokre. Asiedun Ketia na Yesu ama. Asiedun Ketia hu hwe do akoka. And omwanga so omye Judas no na aba be ka kire say Omo Jumadia is needy. Sa Jumadi no mudi no emfa kwam. Na say MPP are the biggest opposition party in Ghana. Catch say Jane Mensah and Bosman are liars and that they don't speak truth. They came to even lie to Parliament and that they want to abuse their officer. Why should we as Ghanaians entertain Jane Mensah, Bosman at the EC? Actually, Jimmy. So this is a vote of no confidence. They are basically telling Ghana for you say the EC cannot be trusted. We need to sack the EC. Today, as some are saying, the NPP as a political party, they have confirmed it. So nobody should go sit on any TV or radio, because the two political parties, technically, they have confirmed that they cannot work with the EC boss and her deputies. So why are we keeping Jane Mensah in office? Why haven't we petitioned the president to make sure Jane Mensah is sacked from the office? The NPP have told us Jane Mensah and Bosman are liars. That is why the minority leader Kasongo is telling them to come back again to Parliament to tell us, because they don't believe what they said in the first place. We cannot live with an EC that is full of liars, thieves, inconsistent braggarts. We cannot allow such fools to be leading our elections. Today, the NPP, they have confirmed that the EC has been lying to us. And an entity like the EC, we cannot allow liars to lead it. Jane Mensah, Bosman, and the rest of the leadership of the EC, today we all have to come together and make sure they are kicked out. I am not the one saying, the NPP are the ones saying it. Tomorrow, I don't want any foolish NPP person to come and sit on TV and say, Jane Mensah has done nothing. Because the party has come out today to have a press conference to tell us that Jane Mensah is a liar. I didn't say it. This is the NPP.
Ran the election in 19 polling stations. The EC gave the following justification. I quote, "The Commission arrived at the decision to rerun the election in the underlisted polling stations because the 19 scanned polling station results used for the collation, though approved by agents of both political parties, were not verified by the presiding officers responsible for those polling stations," unquote. Ladies and gentlemen, let it be on record that at the meeting with the Electoral Commission on 1st July, our representatives, the persons of Evans Nimakun, our Director of Research and Elections, and Ebenezer Nati, Honorable Ebenezer Nati, former Member of Parliament for Ablekuma Central, representing our party, vehemently opposed the position of the Electoral Commission. So it cannot be that after extensive discussion, the EC painting the picture as if the parties there agreed to their roadmap. We ran the election in 19 polling stations. The EC
so
gave the
MPP for catch EC for kind of correct. Bosman is a liar. Jane Mensah is a liar. They cannot trust them. The NDC too have told us the EC is inconsistent. We cannot trust them. They cannot organize any effective elections. So what are we doing now? They need to go. They need to be sacked. We need to get rid of them and get some competent people to lead the Electoral Commission. The NPP today are telling us, are confirming what Asiedu Ketia said, that the Electoral Commissioners are criminals. They are liars. Today, Alfred Nyomakin is demanding that Bosman Asare, who came to just speak on the Ablekuma North election results, lied to them. He is telling us that Bosman needs to come back and explain himself, because the last time Bosman came to Parliament, he lied. The NPP are in support of Asiedu Ketia. MPP4 almost supported Asiedu Ketia's statement. Say, EC boss and the deputies and we all support the MPP and Asiedu Ketia. So right now, the conversation basically has ended. The EC bosses, Jane Mensah, Bosman, and the leadership. MPP say you are liars. NDC say you are liars. MPP say you are inconsistent. NDC say you are inconsistent. NPP4 say the coalition, you did not even follow due process. The NDC are saying same. MPP doesn't trust you. NDC doesn't also trust you. We cannot trust you as Ghanaians. And we will not allow anybody from the MPP or NDC to lie to us that you people are competent enough to stay in that office. The EC leadership, they have to go. The NPP today, they have confirmed what Asiedu Ketia said. They support Asiedu Ketia's decision. They support Asiedu Ketia's observation. We also support the decision from the NPP. Jane Mensah, Bosman Asare, it is finished. They need to be sacked. My name is Kevin Akobedu. It's exactly 7 minutes to 8 p.m. US time. It's definitely 11:53 in Ghana. Be good. God bless you. God bless me. We will be back. The production team will put an announcement out. We are still live. I'll be back tomorrow to discuss Ghana. Be good. God bless you. God bless me. Have a good night. Abuache. Gigim.
Yo, we are best fishermen. No, no answer my. Abuache. It was for Belgium Pan. It was better Belgium Pan. It was two Belgium Pan. Why you're here? Why round what? Why you're here? Why round what? Why you're here? Why round what? Why you're here? Super why round what? It was for Belgium Pan. It was better Belgium Pan. It was two Belgium Pan. It was Belgium Pan. Why you're here? Why round what? 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 Yeah, we papa no. What one is the motto? papa no, what one in the bottle? Every papa no, what one in the bottle? Every papa no, what one in the bottle? Why drown back? Why your yes? Why drown back? I want it. Original. Where you mind, don't crumble.